The shower or two and 15 today with the 6 o'clock news. Good morning, I'm Mel Usher.
For the best price, quality and same-day service, trust Complete Windscreens. RAA approved, Main North Road, Prospect.
After spending more than 2 decades behind bars, one of the Snowtown killers could be granted parole as early as today. James Flores was convicted for his role in 4 of the 11 murders in the notorious 1990s case. The youngest of the Snowtown killers is now aged in his 40s and is currently in a low-security prison. Snowtown accomplice Mark Hayden was released into the community in April last year after serving 25 years. It's been a busy night for the MFS with half a dozen fires. They were called to jobs south of the city at Seacliff and Flagstaff Hill, as well as a commercial property on Undy Road at Parkside, Waterfall Gully Road at Waterfall Gully, a house at Angle Park and Elizabeth North. A rescue package will be announced today for Port Pirie's struggling Smelter. Kerry Turner has the details.
Nearstars asked for $45 million over 2 years to carry out a feasibility study and fund maintenance work at the 135-year-old Port Pirie smelter. The site is bleeding millions of dollars a month and around 900 jobs are at risk. Details of a federal and state government rescue package are set to be announced today to deliver long-term sustainability at the smelter. Meantime, 15 serious buyers remain in the hunt for the Whyalla Steelworks, including a consortium led by Australian steelmaker BlueScope.
The Home Affairs Department says it's denying visas at unprecedented levels to protect the nation's social cohesion. Government sources say dozens of visitors have been denied entry on character grounds. Visas are also being blocked for people accused of anti-Semitism. More Australian children are turning to AI friends for companionship. News Corp has found 2 in 5 parents suspect their child is using artificial intelligence for emotional support and to simulate personal relationships. Experts warn the tech can feel addictive and may expose kids to harmful advice. Weather warnings are in place for millions of people across the UK as Storm Flores wreaks havoc. Hannah Sinclair has the details.
Dozens of flights to and from British airports have been grounded as Storm Flores hits, and one plane's landing was pretty bumpy. A Jet2 flight swaying from side to side amid strong winds before touching down at Leeds Bradford Airport. Passengers on board no doubt breathing a sigh of relief as the wheels hit the ground. Wind gusts of up to 196 kilometres per hour have been recorded in the Scottish Highlands as vehicles were blown over and tens of thousands of people left without power. There is a danger to life amber weather warning in place for most of Scotland, with millions of people told to batten down the hatches.
Now turning to 5AA's sport.
Gliderol Garage Doors, adding strength, style and safety to your home. Gliderol.com.au.
And it's good morning to Tom Wren.
And a very good morning to you as well, Mel. Let's start with football. Adelaide is reportedly making a play for Essendon ruckman Sam Draper as he's heavily courted by Brisbane. The Age is reporting Crows coach Matthew Nicks called Draper to let him know he was a high priority. Draper is about to become an unrestricted free agent and the Bombers are trying to convince him to re-sign. Meantime, there are doubts over Jack Steele's position in St Kilda's lineup moving forward. The Saints captain was relegated to the starting substitute role last week. AFL great Matthew Lloyd says it appears Steele has fallen out of favour.
It's a big call for St Kilda at the end of the year. You see, it's contracted for next year because I think they've gone past him. So you're captain of the club. I can understand him losing the captaincy and then say, well, I'm just going to try and fight for my position. I'm not sure if there's another opportunity for him anywhere else. He seems to have lost his confidence.
North Melbourne's Paul Curtis has been handed a one-match ban for striking. Teammate Cam Zurhar has been cleared. Geelong star Tom Stewart also escaping suspension. Well, India has beaten England by 6 runs in a thrilling 5th and final test match at the Oval. Chasing 374 to win, Chris Wokes went out to bat despite suffering a dislocated shoulder and being forced to bat one-handed whilst in a sling. He was at the non-striker's end as Gus Atkinson was dismissed for 17, the incredible series finishing at 2 games apiece. And in some tennis to finish, Bernard Tomic is back inside the top 200 in the world. It's the 32-year-old's highest ranking since 2020. And that's the 5AA sport.
Now the 5AA forecast, a shower or two, 15 today, showers easing tomorrow, 15, Thursday cloudy and 16, Friday partly cloudy, also 16. Right now it's 11 degrees on 5AA, always Adelaide.
Your old hot water system can drive as much as 40% of your energy bill. Fortunately, you can upgrade to something that's 70% cheaper to run thanks to Right Price. They're the leaders in heat pumps and installation. Now's the time to upgrade and save money on a more efficient hot water system and take advantage of government incentives and free installation. Reduce your energy costs today with a heat pump from Right Price. Make the switch with Right Price Hot Water.
At Right Price, heating and cooling, you can get the price right at Right Price.
Right now at Formula Honda, drive away in the CR-V Hybrid 24 build from $56,900 or the Honda ZR-V Hybrid 24 build from $51,900. That's a price reduction of $3,000. Plus, get 8 years unlimited kilometre warranty and roadside assist across the entire SUV range. But you'd better hurry. These offers are only available until September 30. T's and C's apply. Test drive at Formula Honda today. Glen Osmond Road, Glen Osmond or North East Road, Modbury.
It's a big week for the Hutt Street Center, and this Friday is Hutt Street's annual Walk a Mile in My Boots event, and it's not too late to get involved. The walk plays a vital role in raising much-needed funds and awareness for the thousands of South Australians facing homelessness, and with demand for services growing, your support has never been more important. Come together with your community and make a real difference this Friday, August 8 at Victoria Park. And if you can't join on the day, of course, a donation is just as valuable. To register or to donate, visit walkamile.org.au and step up to end homelessness.
It's Tyre Power's Power Up Sale, which means you can power your savings to the next level with a new set of Pirelli Cincherato Rosso tyres from Tyre Power. Right now, you can buy 3 and get 1 free on Pirelli Cincherato Rosso SUV and passenger car tyres. Buy 3 and get 1 free on Pirelli Cincherato Rosso tyres and level up your road safety game at Tyre Power. Visit tyrepower.com.au or call 13 21 91 for your local independent owner.
It's game on at Hyundai with offers on new and demonstrator models. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
Live from Hindmarsh Square, it's FIVEAA Breakfast. David Penberthy and Will Goodings.
Cut the guy off. That's the most important part to our names. 8 after 6, good morning to you and welcome to Tuesday on FIVEAA Breakfast. It is the 5th of August. Big one today. It is, of course, day 2 of the Undy Drive. Get your donations coming in, undydrive.com.au for Catherine House and the Hutt Street Center. Every time we come in, I think the studio becomes slightly more crowded with Catherine House and Hutt Street Center stuff, which suggests to me that by Friday, there won't be space for us in the studio. If you're watching on the Facebook and YouTube live stream, we'll talk more about the Undy Drive in just a moment. Also coming up on the program today, an important push for regional palliative care support. Really heartbreaking story. About Chris Thomas. We're going to be chatting with his daughter, Alex Thomas, about the ultimatum that sometimes gets given to people who only live, 2 hours out of Adelaide when it comes to choices between treatment and palliative care. We're going to talk more about that. It's a very important issue. Also, speaking of the regions, I'm looking forward to this. Heading to the Barossa to chat with Evelyn, who has started a coffee and toasties drive-through at her house. She thought workers like toasties, I've got a circular drive-through. Why not just run a drive-through out of my own house? It's gone gangbusters. Looking forward to that chat. That's coming up after 6:30 today. Also today, we will be talking about upgrades for the Whyalla Aged Care from Chris Stewart from Helping Hand as the CEO there. We've got so many exciting announcements with regard to the Undy Drive and all the people that are coming on board. People who have contacted us since it all started officially yesterday with ideas for donations, ways they're going to get involved. Looking forward to putting tens of thousands more dollars in the kitty for Catherine House and the Hutt Street Center today, like we did yesterday. Undy Drive Week is underway, and so Excellency, the Governor...
officially to launch the 2025 FIVEAA Undy Drive.
Okay. David, you are challenged to join the South Australian Police Band and perform a song live on air this Friday.
Oh, call the Police Commissioner.
I did say the band will be available. I can't guarantee we'll have a microphone for you.
Okay. If we get $5,000 by 8 o'clock this morning, stuff it, we're playing the production piece.
Excellent.
Yeah, that's clever.
So how much have you tipped in, Jenny?
We've tipped in $1,000.
Oh, my goodness. The lid's off, Adelaide!
Okay.
Graham Goodings, our morning's host, is challenged to read a teleprompter as prepared by the boss without breaking character, wearing full Port Adelaide uniform. Did you sign up? This is your last day working at FIVEAA?
It's shaping up very much like that.
Good. David Penworthy, good morning to you.
Good
Big
morning,
day
Will.
yesterday.
It was a massive day, but I'm sitting here asking myself, how is it that so far you've managed to get off scot-free?
Oh, well, it's day one, David.
Well, it is day one. And sometimes not getting dobbed in for anything on day one can actually be a bad sign.
Well, you haven't done anything yet.
Well, I've been dobbed in for something.
True.
I still want to know what song I'm going to sing.
Well, this is just it.
No one's asked me. It makes me fearful that I'm going to get handed a slip of paper the night before saying you are singing "Go to Rio" by Peter Allen. Actually, that wouldn't be too bad.
We did get...
That would be quite a good fun song to sing.
It became a groundswell talking about the police band and your participation in it for the Undy Drive this week, because our listeners started saying, well, who else should be in the band? Well, we've made some calls overnight.
Oh, yeah.
We may have been able to make some of your wishes a reality, so stay listening because we'll reveal the first one after 6:30 today.
Our people have been talking to their people.
That's right.
On Angus Street.
Exactly. Well, yeah. Well, not on Angus Street.
Well, that's where the police band is.
Yeah, I know, but they're already secured. I'm talking about other people.
Oh, okay. So we've thrown the net far and wide. I know radio's not a visual medium. Well, it sort of is these days. We're online. We're on the where are we? YouTube and Facebook. Two popular digital mediums there. Hey, will 16-year-old under 16s be able to watch us under the reforms?
No,
they won't, will they?
No. Because
what are we doing that's not anything beyond PG rated?
Well, this is where I'm not 100% clear how this works. Is it going to be?
They will. They will because parents can let them.
Sure.
In the same way that if your kid wants to watch Taxi Driver and he or she is 16 at the moment, as a parent, you can say, all right, I'll watch it with you.
But this is where this is a point that, and maybe some of our listeners know, I'm not clear how this works. For example, on Facebook, they restrict access to stuff if you don't have an account. On YouTube, they don't. I've never had an account. I've watched YouTube my whole life. So is it going to work like it'll stop no one because anyone can actually tune in and say to watch the FIVEAA live stream? Or does every single person who has typically watched it now have to get an account with age verification to watch it?
Oh, God, I hope not.
Because we'll end up...
For the moment, I have to get it, subscribe or log into anything.
My fear is that...
I'm not going to do it.
Well, how is it going to change if it's not that?
Well, the other thing is if it's not onerous enough, it'll be so easy to get around. Like the best example of that is wine websites.
Mm.
You know, if you look at any wine website or any beer or cocktail spirit website, it says, are you 18, yes or no?
Yeah.
Has anyone ever been stumped by that one? It's like the American visa waiver system where you sit there on the plane about to land in LA and it says, have you at any time been a member of a terrorist organisation?
The internet is full of empty gestures.
Did Abu Nadal get stumped by that one?
Yeah, that's right. How many attacks have been thwarted, David? You just don't know.
That's right, exactly.
But the legislating the internet is full of these sorts of empty gestures that are the legacy of parliaments and politicians who didn't really understand what they were talking about. For example, every European hosted website that requires you to accept all cookies. Because there was a view that...
What are they?
Well, it was a view that was people's data had been harvested. It was a privacy issue. Has it prevented a single person from ever going to a website where they wanted to find something?
No. Do you accept
So now you've caught... Yeah. So now we just go through this arduous and unnecessary process of clicking to do what we always used to do without a click.
I got a mate who's a total nerdling IT guy and a total genius. He designs apps. He designed the app for Westfield. But he manages his cookies.
Oh, okay. He chooses what they...
Oh, what are you managing? I don't even know what's going on here. But how'd we get onto this? Oh, yes. I said radio is not traditionally a visual medium, although it is because of the live stream. It looks unbelievably good in the studio today. The guys have done a great job and we had a lot of support from Catherine House and Hutt Street Center. But, yeah, I'm worried that at this rate, by the end of the week, we won't be able to see each other.
It's looking that way. I think this might be the running joke of the week that we're not clued in on.
Yeah.
It looks good, though. We're going to take a break. It's 15 after 6. News headlines coming up in just a moment.
Last month, we serviced around 11,000 vehicles, more than 1,500 Fords, 1,200 Holdens, 1,000 Subarus, 800 Isuzus, MGs, BMWs, Mercs, Audis. That's right, over 11,000 people trusted us with their pride and joy. Automasters, isn't it time for you to switch and save? Call 1300 Automasters or book online. All centres offer repair now, pay later options. So switch and save with Automasters. Great service, guaranteed.
It's showtime at Wayville Hyundai, and we want to show you how good servicing your car can be. Want free parking for the Royal Show? Get your car serviced at Wayville Hyundai. Roll up, because there's even more with a $25 food and drink coupon and a free car wash and vacuum. Plus, you can service your car now and pay later with Afterpay. Showtime bookings are now open. Change the way you Hyundai at Wayville Hyundai, opposite the showground.
G'day, it's Ben from BJ Energy. Lately, I've had a lot of people asking about the federal battery rebate, what it is, how it works, and whether they're eligible. At BJ Energy, we've done the homework. Our job is to help you make the most of the rebate while it's still around. So if you're thinking about solar or a home battery, or just have any questions about the federal battery rebate, it's easy to get in touch with us. No sales pitch, just straight answers. Visit bjenergy.com.au. That's bjenergy.com.au.
Here at 5AA, we're all about supporting local. Here's who you can support around Adelaide. Grab your $75 travel voucher at SA Weekend Escapes today. Your voucher, your choice, your escape. Visit saweekendescapes.com.au. The state government is rolling out 3-year-old preschool from 2026 because the sooner they start, the further they can go. Learn more at flyingstart.sa.gov.au. Give dinner a spin at Roulette's Tavern. Every Wednesday night, choose any pasta for only $19. Roulette's Tavern, next to Pals, Kings Road, Parafield. 5AA, supporting local business.
Is your outdoor area living up to its potential? If not, speak to Luba House and transform your outdoor area with an opening and closing roof that's ready for next summer. An SA family-owned business, Luba House do everything. Planning, design, council approvals, local manufacturing and installation, so you'll have peace of mind it's done right. Don't wait any longer. Find out more with a free design, measure and quote. Bring your outdoor area to life with Luba House. luvahouse.com.au.
Hello. For professional tilers, the all-new Tileworks by National Tiles is life-changing. Tileworks tilers make up to $50,000 per year or more than other tilers. That's give or take an extra $1,000 per week. Yes, Tileworks for professional tilers is life-changing. You get free premium adhesive and grout, free delivery, plus substantial monthly cash rebates. So if you're a professional tiler, find out more about Tileworks and rush to join now at nationaltiles.com.au. Conditions apply.
Last month, around 11,000 people trusted us with their pride and joy. Automasters, logbook servicing, repairs, brakes, aircon and more. Isn't it time for you to switch and save? Call 1300 Automasters. Great service, guaranteed.
5AA Breakfast is streaming live right now. To watch, simply head to 5AA on Facebook or YouTube. It's game on at Hyundai with offers on new and demonstrator models. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
19 after 6, we're going to reveal one of David's band members for the police band that's going to perform here on Friday as part of the Undy Drive.
Cool.
We got a text from someone. We're going to reveal them after 6:30. A text here suggests the Angels are in town. Maybe they can back David on Friday. The Angels, of course, receiving quite an honour yesterday. Mural and a lane renamed Angels Lane between the City West campus and the TAFE City West campus and the Hygiene Street Music Hall. Angels Lane. I saw the Lord Mayor standing next to them, nodding along and very proud. And I was wondering how many times she's
Oh, she might have seen the Angels. Was this in Sydney? In the city of Sydney?
This is Adelaide. Jane Lomax Smith.
I thought it happened in Sydney. I thought there was a street in Sydney that was dedicated to the Angels. So it's here in Adelaide.
Yeah, it's here in Adelaide.
I was watching it on the news last night on TV. You had it on 7, didn't you?
Yeah.
I must have had the sound down because I was watching it thinking, why would they do that in Sydney? Well, good news is they didn't. They did it here.
They did it here.
Jane Lomax Smith should be in the age bracket to have seen the Angels.
She would have sung along to the unofficial... verse?
Yeah.
Didn't feel like. I don't think it's the Lord Mayor's speed.
No.
Would have sounded different.
No. She sounds like she'd be happier seeing the Adelaide Symphony Orchestra than the Angels, I think, the Lord Mayor.
The Police Home Care text line, thank you for that text. Someone didn't have their name on it. News headlines we usually get into this point in time. There is some breaking news, and it comes to us out of Japan this morning. And I guess notable in a South Australian sense because it doesn't have any ramifications here for South Australia. But Japanese media is reporting today, the Nikkei Asia reporting that the Australian Navy will acquire up to 11 of the Megami-class frigates. We're buying 11 frigates from Japan, 3 of which will be made in Japan. 8 are going to be constructed in Western Australia, according to the reporting in Asia, in Japan, should I say, by Nikkei Asia. Notable for it a couple of reasons. The first of which is we become the first customer for a Japanese-made warship since the Second World War.
Isn't it amazing?
That's one generation.
How quickly can history change?
Isn't that remarkable?
Like the idea...
People are still alive.
Yeah.
Who fought in that conflict.
Totally. Like it's still incredibly recent. It's the blink of an eye, World War II, in the march of history. I mean, as a kid growing up, I remember thinking Japan doesn't even have a defence force.
They weren't allowed to.
Yeah. They were
That's only really recently changed.
They had like a beefed up police force. They were like a paramilitary sort of
yeah, that's right.
Costa Rica style of Asia. But it's funny though, because as Australians now, you hear names of different countries and people say, okay, what do you think of China in the region? And people go, and then people say, Indonesia, what do you think of Indonesia? Yep. Although perhaps at some point problematic. You hear the word Japan and you go, oh, how good are the Japanese?
Closest ally we could get.
It's amazing, isn't it?
It's just remarkable.
You know, growing up next to a bloke, and every Australian family of my generation has got their own version of Bill Schmidt, who lived in Changi for almost 3 years of his life. Came home emaciated with stories that, you know, challenge human comprehension. And here we are in 2025 going, you beauty, all the way with Japan.
It is just a remarkable story. You mentioned.
I'm not saying that in a negative way.
It's a notable. The world changes quicker sometimes than we give it credit for, and our place in it, our relationships in it. You mentioned China. They're in the news too this morning, of course, with regard to the Near Smelter at Port Pirie. We are awaiting today some announcement. The Premier and the Federal Industry Minister, Tim Ayres, are going to announce an investment package for both Near Star and the zinc refinery that Hobart have got, which cumulatively employs some 1,350 people. Near Star have been asking for $45 million. Here's what locals had to say last night with State Cabinet in town.
I'd like to see the government support Port Pirie and the smelter and keep business rolling.
I think it's a real shame if it goes. It's really important to this area. Lots of family here. Don't want to see them have to leave.
Geez, we're racking up the dough at the moment, aren't we?
We're completely racking up the dough.
You start tallying it up, but there's no way debt's going to stay below 50.
Mind you, as you revealed yesterday, there was great news about Blue Scope and the head in the consortium. So potentially, I guess, would have been nicer for the taxpayers to transition out of sustaining one industry and not into sustaining another. But that is where we are. Hey, great donations coming through on the on 5AA. UndyDrive.com.au. Graham's donated $50. Robert's donated $50. Natalie has donated $50 as well.
Brilliant text from Rob posing the question as we were earlier, would the Lord Mayor Jane Lomax-Smith ever have attended an Angels concert? Rob's had a go at penning some Angels-inspired lyrics for the Lord Mayor. I'll try to sing it. Here we go. Am I ever going to build in North Adelaide again? No way, or rather think not. Please go away. Went down to Wellington Square where Renoir paints the walls.
That is superb.
Should we do that one more time?
Rob, you're
Am I ever going to build in North Adelaide again? No way, or rather think not. Please go away.
Rob, that is brilliant. That's why we have the Police Home Care text line. That's excellent. Mentioned the Undy Drive donations, keep them coming in. Big thanks to McGain, of course, as well. Massive supporters of local for 50 years. McGain Real Estate, McGain Commercial, McGain Property, McGain weather.com.au. Quick look at the weather before we get to Tom Wren. 10.9 degrees outside in the city, so another relatively warm sort of a morning. The maximum today is not, though. 15 with 4 mils of rain. Tomorrow, 15 and up to 5 mils of rain. Dry on Thursday, but cloudy and 16. Friday, dry too. 16. Warms up a bit for the weekend. 17 Saturday, 19 Sunday, and 20 on Monday, albeit
Sunday
with 3 mils of rain.
Sunday looks good for those who are in the habit of preparing their garden beds for spring. Good day in the garden Sunday.
Nice and dry, and then you get a bit of rain the next day.
Yep.
So perfect. Tom Wren's in the studio. Let's talk sport.
Tom, we are all Indian now.
Gliderol Garage Doors, adding strength, style and safety to your home. Gliderol.com.au.
G'day, boys. I'm in the Catherine House hoodie here, so, just getting around it. You've got your lovely jumpers on as well, which is great from the Hutt Street Center. So, great stuff. Hey, fellas, what about that last night? We'll start with the cricket. I mean, it's why Test cricket is unbelievable. So England playing against India, it's been an incredible series. It was 2-1 to England. All 5 Test matches have lasted the 5 days.
That's crazy.
So, it's been really good. And so it came to pass yesterday, India needed 4 wickets on the final day. England needed 35 runs. First 2 balls, 4-4. Looked like England's probably going to get this. Then Mohammad Siraj with a 77 over old ball had it talking. It was just hooping everywhere. They take a wicket, they get a few more runs, they take another wicket, a few more runs, they take the 9th wicket, and then Chris Wokes, who's totally wrecked his shoulder, dislocated it, fielding, trying to stop a boundary, probably career done. He's 36 years of age. It's in a sling. He is holding the bat with his right hand, comes out to bat with the other arm in a sling. It was, shades of Colin Cowdrey from 1963, and it was the crowd was on its feet. Every ball was an event. You boys were watching it, and it came. They needed 6 to win, and this is what happened next.
And would you believe it? It is Mohammad Siraj, the lion-hearted Siraj, who has led this attack throughout. He finishes the game. It is a famous win for India. This series is tied 2 apiece. All yours, Ravi.
5 wicket haul for a champion.
It was an amazing finish. It was just, that's where...
It was a beautiful spell by Siraj.
Oh.
Funny as an Australian, you find... Cause
who were you
Siraj,
rooting for? I was
India.
I was India as well.
Me too. Of course. Yeah. But Siraj made a complete ass of himself on tour in Australia, and suddenly you're watching him go, come on, Siraj, you beauty.
Get him up.
Come, Mohammed.
Get up.
Get it up there. That's right.
Oh, it was so...
I've got to say, amazing courage by Wokes. And even though he's been our bête noir on many occasions, Ben Stokes, who didn't play, part of you thinks, well, maybe that was the difference. But then Bumrah wasn't playing for India.
Well, exactly. He's the best bowler in the world.
But how do we keep Test cricket at the level? Like Australia, India, England.
They're the 3, aren't they?
It's got to survive as a format because there's nothing like it. It's so good.
I mean, so we were neutrals. We're Australian, and it was just edgy. I was walking around the lounge room. It was. It
could have easily been the 3rd tie in Test history.
Yeah.
Like how unique a sport that's only happened twice previously.
It was brilliant, wasn't it? It was so good, and I agree. There's nothing quite like it when it comes like that. A few rumours going around last night that the Crows are very interested in Sam Draper, who's 27 years of age. Now, remember, they've just re-signed Riley O'Brien for 3 years.
He's coming off an Achilles too, Draper, isn't he?
And coming off an Achilles. Now, you would think it's either insurance for O'Brien, but also Tex Walker probably coming to the end. You wonder whether or not they're thinking he's their spearhead moving
So you played
forward.
2 ruckman and Riley Thilthorpe?
Well, the other thing to just complicate that a little bit is next year there's talk that they're going to scrap the sub. So you're going to have 5 on the bench.
Oh, okay.
And so maybe there's a bit more leeway to have a second ruck, which we haven't had as much, and, do it rotation-wise that way. So it's an interesting call, though, isn't it, given you've got O'Brien. But I think right now Riley O'Brien's almost the most important player.
Well, McAndrew's injured at the moment, so if O'Brien goes down.
That's right, and touch wood, he doesn't.
Yeah.
But he's just about the most important player in the league right now because the Crows just cannot afford to lose him. Interesting, though.
He's copped a lot of flack from the fans. I reckon there's been a total reckoning this year where people actually realise
massively
he's actually really good.
Well, his ruck craft, and Rowie talks about it a lot with Campo, his actual tap work has been phenomenal. There was one on the weekend, I think Rankin had a shot at goal, and it was shades of Paddy Ryder to Robbie Gray. Remember when they beat St Kilda later on?
Kicking's a lot better.
Kicking's a lot better, and marking has improved enormously. Anyway, watch this space. Where there's smoke, there's fire. Brisbane apparently interested in Sam Draper too, so we'll keep a close eye.
All right, good on you, Reddy.
Thanks, boys.
This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
A shower or two in 15 today with the 6:30 news. Good morning, I'm Mel Usher.
Shift Windscreen. RAA-approved repairer Complete Windscreens repairs it from just $99. Find the big red koala.
The Snowtown murders are back in the spotlight. James Flasakis, convicted for his role in 4 of the 11 murders, has an application for release which could be granted by the parole board as early as today. His 26-year non-parole period has now expired. Snowtown accomplice Mark Hayden was released last year after serving 25 years behind bars. There's been a commercial fire on Undy Road at Parkside. Nicole Bradley from the MFS says they were called around 3:30 this morning.
Quick action from firefighters prevented the fire from spreading to neighbouring properties. Fire investigators will attend the scene later today to determine the cause and damage.
There were also fires overnight on Waterfall Gully Road at Waterfall Gully, a house at Angle Park, Seacliff, Flagstaff Hill and Elizabeth North. Details will be confirmed today of a multi-million-dollar government rescue package for the Port Pirie Smelter. Around 900 jobs are at stake, and Neostar has asked for $45 million over 2 years to carry out a feasibility study and help fund maintenance work at the 135-year-old plant. Premier Peter Malinauskas says the goal is long-term sustainability, not just a short-term bailout. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says he will update his military plan in Gaza later this week, amid reports he wants to expand the offensive against Hamas. Mr Netanyahu is facing intense international pressure to end the war and address the dire humanitarian situation in Gaza. Well, Switzerland says it's ready to offer the US a more attractive trade deal in response to 39% tariffs imposed by the Trump administration, which is the highest in Europe. The Swiss government says it's not considering countermeasures. The BBC's Imogen Folks reports from Geneva.
The clock is ticking for Switzerland. The tariffs are due to come into force in just 3 days. The Swiss stock market has been falling at the prospect. Swiss business leaders are warning of thousands of job losses. If a better deal can't be reached, Switzerland will be at a huge disadvantage compared to the European Union, Britain or Japan, which have all agreed tariffs much lower than 39%. The government says it wants to offer more. Donald Trump is reportedly unhappy that Switzerland sells more to the US than it buys from it.
And the influx of flowers has begun at Marilyn Monroe's crypt in Los Angeles. Today marks 63 years since her death at the age of 36. Every year, fans from around the world leave floral tributes. Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Colours, custom design, any house, any style. Gliderol Garage Doors. Gliderol.com.au.
Here's Tom Wren.
Thank you, Mel. Adelaide has reportedly joined Brisbane in trying to sign ruckman Sam Draper from Essendon as a free agent. The Age is reporting coach Matthew Nicks made a pitch to Draper over the phone on the weekend. It comes despite the Crows re-signing ruckman Riley O'Brien for 3 more seasons. Meantime, Crows defender Josh Worrell admits he's still pinching himself as the club finds itself on top of the ladder. The 24-year-old joined the club in the 2018 draft. He's yet to play a final, and he's told Rowie and Timmy G he's loving being a part of the resurgence.
Pretty amazing to be top at the moment. I mean, I think I got here to the club when we were right down the bottom, so it's pretty cool to see us at the top.
England and India have played out a thrilling 5th and final test match at the Oval. India won by 6 runs to level the 5-match series at 2-2. In his first series as captain, Shubman Gill produced an outstanding series with 754 runs at an average of 75. He went in with the aim of being the best batter he could be, and he says he felt he achieved it.
Feels very rewarding to be able to achieve that. I worked pretty hard before the start of the series. There were certain things that I wanted to work on as a batsman, and it was my goal to be able to be the best batter of the series, and to be able to accomplish that goal feels very satisfying and very rewarding.
Audio there thanks to Fox. And in some tennis to finish, Novak Djokovic will head into the US Open a little underdone, withdrawing from the Cincinnati Open. He hasn't played a match since Wimbledon in late June. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Now the 5AA forecast, 15 with a shower or two today, showers easing tomorrow 15, Thursday cloudy and 16, Friday partly cloudy 16. Right now it's 11 degrees on 5AA, always Adelaide.
It's game on at Hyundai with offers on new and demonstrator models. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings. 5AA Breakfast.
25 to 7, day 2 of the 5AA Undy Drive up and running, all thanks to the great people in McGain Real Estate. 5AAUndyDrive.com.au is the place to go. I just had a bit of a look at the rundown too. We had a great deal of success getting donations on the program yesterday when every donation over $10 after 8 o'clock through to 9 o'clock was in the running to win a one-night stay.
The prize.
We have 2 more versions of that this morning. Ooh. So after 7 and after 8 today, if you want to put yourself in the running for a prize, just make sure you can have a device that's capable of getting to 5AAUndyDrive.com.au.
Like a phone or something?
That's right. A phone will get you there. And
a laptop?
Donate $10 or more and you'll be in the running. We'll reveal what the prizes are a little bit later in the morning. The very first challenge that came out of the Copper COVID Bowl that has become a staple of the Undy Drive in the last 4 or 5 iterations had David Penberthy being the lead singer of the police band, fronting the police band. We had a chat with the police commissioner. He confirmed the band was available on Friday. He then revealed a bit about himself. He said, he plays the triangle in the band historically, and we sort of hit him up to see whether he could come back as the triangle guy in the band. He was happy with that. And it got our listeners thinking, well, who else should be part of the band? And we got suggestions. They started flying through on the text line, 0480081395. Police home care text line overflowing. This person, that person. There was one person whose name came through. I'm going to say about 70% of the entries were calling for one person in particular. And it is our absolute delight to announce this morning that joining the David Penberthy and Police Band will be 5AA's very own Graham Corns. Stard, good morning to you.
I can't believe this. I cannot believe it.
By popular demand.
Cornsy, I've got to say, I've never been more thrilled to hear your voice, mate, because I need all the help I can get.
No, well, the big thing is it's so exciting because the guys in my band never let me plug in.
Cornsy, I was going to ask, mate, in addition to playing guitar, would you like to be the lead singer? Because I was going to see if the police commissioner's got another triangle he can lend me.
No, the singing's not I'm enthusiastic. I'm the enthusiastic singer of it, but with a very limited range. That's all. You've fronted bands, Dave. You've been in that punk band, that's Elton John punk, sort of works.
Yeah, we had a fan base of about 15 people, which I think was testament to how good we were. But Graham, don't sell yourself short, mate. You've been playing for a long time now, haven't you? When did you start playing guitar?
Oh, it was late. I was about 35 or 36, and it was Christmas time, and I wanted to get a crossbow or a guitar for Christmas. Imagine that. So I got a guitar, and this guy said, well, you can't really play. Who's going to teach you? It was Peter Vitek, and I had Derrange's Music.
Yeah.
And he gave me lessons for about a year, and I haven't progressed any further than that at the end of that year. So I'm still sort of playing the same lead lick. So I hold the guitar rather than play it.
I don't know. I've seen you play live. I saw you play at a friend's wedding, and you guys were really good.
Other guys are great because they're problem users. I'm not allowed to. I can sing 1 or 2 songs, and I'm not allowed to really plug my guitar in. I can't have that. That drummer Bill Chappell, the late Bill Chappell, he used to say, "Can you just turn your amp down a little bit?" So didn't do much for my confidence. But no, this is a great cause. We need. It's not so much about who's in it. It's a cause. We're supporting the cause that you guys are behind every year. So I'm thrilled to be part of it. Don't make no mistake about it. But I'll stuff it up. I'll have to pay the.
No, you'll be good, mate. And as you say, we're in it. We're in it this week for the money. We're in it for the Hutt Street Center. We're in it for Catherine House. So there's, up to a point, there's not really anything we wouldn't do to help them out.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure, mate. Some of that lead break is up around the 17th fret. That's uncharted territory for me on a guitar. So, But look, I'm happy to do it, and the people can donate willingly for a great cause. Can you imagine being homeless in this sort of weather? This morning I just had to drop my daughter at a job she's got, and it's bitterly cold and freezing. So we just take it for granted. Anything we do to make these people's lives a bit better when they've got nothing, I'm happy to do it, and I hope people will join in and support it.
As a long-standing coach, Adelaide Crows Foundation coach, Cornsey, do you believe in curses? And what do you think of Stephen Rowe's decision yesterday to play the production piece?
Kind of our decision.
Well, our decision.
Pump the brakes. Pump the brakes. We don't... Like, I understand the enthusiasm. We're top. We are, and I'm using the word "we" because I can now.
Yeah, that was a great column.
We're top, but given the fact that Brisbane are still Brisbane, we needed Brisbane to lose against Collingwood. So Geelong, Brisbane are charging. They're coming with a rush, and Collingwood are still hanging around. So we're top at the moment, and unless we keep winning, they could finish as like third or fourth. So it's not over yet. And then getting to the final, then it just starts. I mean, it's just an amazing performance to be where they are. Nobody expected it, and a great job by the coaching staff. And Nixie's done a fantastic job, given the fact all the pressure he's been under. So, look, dare to dream, but let's pump the brakes, Rowie, for heaven's sake, pump the brakes.
Well, Graham, I can't wait to see you on Friday, mate. I'm thrilled that we're going to have some backup, and hopefully you're one of many who's going to join the flock, because I need all the help I can get.
I'm still you'll be fine. I'll do some backing vocals for you.
Oh, I'd love it. I would love it.
Well, we need $500 to make it happen by 7 o'clock this morning into the Undy Drive kitty. Graham Corns, thank you. Our lead guitarist has been secured. We hope. FIVEAA.com.au. Get those donations coming in to make sure we get Graham Corns across the line to be standing on the front row of the police band when they're here with David Penberthy. FIVEAA.com.au is the place to go. If you're in the Barossa Valley, I tell you the place to go is a lovely area, 2 k's out of Springton and 4 k's from Eden Valley. It's where you'll find Evelyn Gwell's establishment. And establishment is an interesting way of phrasing it. She has started up a coffee and toasties drive-through that's not exactly like your local Macca's, because it operates out of her front driveway. Evelyn, good morning to you.
Good morning.
This is a great thing, Evelyn. Was it hard to get permission to do it?
Well, to be honest, it's not like it's a residence or anything. This is already a commercial enterprise here. This is the purpose-built B&B where I operate out of. So it's not like I'm doing this out of private home.
Out of your driveway.
Yeah. And it's a little property. It's already an established bed and breakfast. It already has, all of the setup that's required for the public, to come and stay here. And it includes this kitchen that I thought I was underusing it.
Yeah.
So, and I very much felt when I was driving to town all the time for work, I had to get all the way down to North East Road before I could pull up somewhere and through a drive-through to get a coffee or something hot to eat. So I know from experience that there's just nothing around here for miles. It's a little quiet, lovely pastoral part of the southeast Barossa region where there isn't anything, and B&Bs are very quiet in the morning business-wise for me, and I really like the idea of also serving the locals instead of always it being, overseas, interstate, and tourists from elsewhere around South Australia. So, it's been fun so far.
So how many toasties and coffees do you reckon you're making a day at the moment?
Oh, look, just a handful. This is a tiny part of the Barossa. If I was doing this from a separate, dedicated bricks and mortar establishment, it would have already shut.
So who's the clientele are locals, Evelyn? Are they? Presumably they're on their way to work in the morning, or are they just your neighbours that come to say good day?
There's people from the local townships who are on their way either to dropping kids off to school. Lots of youths come through, farmers, tradies. During vintage and pruning, I expect to get a few of the viticulture people coming through as well. It's basically trying to provide a little bit of the convenience and luxury of what you get in the suburbs, but just can't exist generally out here in the middle of a township. And I don't have any extra overheads to run this, so it doesn't matter if it takes a little while for the business to build. So I thought, why not do this? The worst thing that can happen is that I break even.
Yeah, well, that's right. So what's your best-selling item, Evelyn? I'd say it would have to be my brioche. I make my own brioche and bread, and the brioche buns are absolutely delicious with the local bacon and egg and hot sauce. Oh, yum.
And the toasties, just your regular ham and cheese, seasoned tomato toasties, and a good coffee. They're pretty common fare. They're generally favourites wherever you go.
What's the trick with brioche dough? It's a hot dough when you make it, isn't it?
It can have, yes. I use a little Chinese technique where you make a little sort of bechamel that gets added to the dough. But generally, brioche is just extra rich bread because it's made with egg and butter.
Almost like choux pastry.
It's a lot softer though. It's very soft and fluffy on the inside,
Yum.
and it gives it a little bit of richness and sweetness, which goes perfectly with the crispy saltiness of the bacon.
Yeah.
So,
yum. My mouth is watering. That's a heck of a description.
I love my food.
Yeah, you clearly know your stuff. Well, everyone in the Barossa knows their food. Crikey, it's the spiritual home of Maggie Beer and so many other great food pioneers. Hey, Evelyn, before I let you go, you've got a really distinctive surname. Have you got some link to Barcelona with your surname?
Well, that's
Is it Catalonian?
It's the only place in the world where I've stumbled across my name.
Yeah.
My immediate family are the only Guelphs that we've ever found in Australia. But my parents came out from Germany during the 50s, and it wasn't a common German name either. So I'm guessing it might be Spanish. It would be nice to be related to Count Eusebio Güell.
Well, he was the patron of Gaudi, the architect who designed the Sagrada Familia. Yeah.
That's right. Yes.
Amazing.
It's on my bucket list to go there. I still haven't got to Barcelona.
Yeah, well, when you get there, there's a massive park in honour of Evelyn Güell from the Barossa Valley. It's funny. What a great chat. Hey, good luck with your business, Evelyn. What a terrific idea. And I'm going to drive up there and eat one of your brioche buns. It sounds like the perfect breakfast. Lovely, lovely conversation. Thank you.
Lovely. Thank you. Welcome.
Thanks.
12 to 7. We got a text through from Phil, who's at the airport on the Police Home Care text line. Says all flights to Sydney are delayed due to weather in Sydney. If you've seen pictures of it online this morning, you cannot. Sydney has zero visibility this morning. The fog is unbelievable. Earlier, some of the aerial shots, you couldn't see the tops of the skyscrapers there. The most recent one I saw, you could see the top of the Sydney Harbour Bridge and a couple of buildings poking up. But,
how many people are still standing on it?
Well, they won't be able to see each other, that's for sure at the moment.
Yeah,
but
that's
the news out of Adelaide is that the flights there, to and from, I imagine, are delayed. Thank you for that, Phil. We'll keep an eye on that one and do some checking for you very shortly. Flying into Adelaide a little bit later in the year will be Oprah Winfrey, who's going to be in conversation, coming to the Entertainment Centre on Saturday, December 6th. You get tickets from, what day is it? Next week, Tuesday next week, the 12th, from 10 a.m. you can get tickets to see Oprah Winfrey in conversation. Make sure you keep listening, though, to 5AA for your chance to win tickets to get along to see Oprah, because we do have some tickets to give away. Let's check traffic for the first time this morning. Enjoy your outdoor area all year round with an opening and closing roof, designed, manufactured and installed locally by Luva House.
Thanks, Will, and morning, David. Roads are really well managed this morning. Accident breakdown free, no hassles getting to work, which is good. Do have some light fog around the tunnels on the freeway through the hills, so speeds 80 through there. Got works to keep in mind at Elizabeth, Main North Road near Fairfield Road, and starting to get busy for works at Mile End South this morning, Richmond Road near Chatham Road. Got cameras, Education Road, Happy Valley, and Dulwich Avenue at Dulwich. Get 25% off all Kumo tyres at My Car Tire and Auto until the 17th of August. T's and C's apply. My Car Tire and Auto, people first. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Kids don't want to wait. The sooner, the better. Every moment is a chance to learn and grow. And they're right, it is. The first few years of a child's development play a hugely important part in their future, in learning and in life. That's why the state government is rolling out 3-year-old preschool from 2026. Because the sooner they start, the further they can go. Learn more at flyingstart.sa.gov.au. A message from the Government of South Australia.
Why would you buy a ticket in the Hospital Research Foundation Home Lottery? Because the $4.6 million grand prize in Walkerville is next level. Because you could also win luxury cars, worldwide holidays, and $500,000 cash. Because your ticket supports life-changing healthcare right here in South Australia. Get your tickets now at homelottery.com.au. Licence M14784.
Hi, I'm Lynn Andrews. For over 50 years, the Lynn Andrews team have made it easy for landlords to manage residential and commercial property. From single homes to multiple commercial holdings, our passion for property investment means we have a great deal of knowledge. How to do it safely and properly, matching the right tenant with the right property every time. We're here to help you. Visit lynnandrews.com.au.
Get saving this month at City Discount Tyres. Grab 3 Falcon Zig ZE 310R passenger car tyres and get the 4th tyre absolutely free. Experience top-notch performance with exceptional grip on both wet and dry surfaces. Steer your way to citydiscounttyres.com.au for even more great deals. City Discount Tyres. We're driven by value.
It's game on at Hyundai with offers on new and demonstrator models. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
8 minutes to 7. Just mentioned the weather in Sydney. Let's look about the weather in Adelaide. Jenny Horvat on duty at the Weather Bureau. Morning to you, Jenny.
Good morning, guys. Bit clearer here than Sydney, I can tell you that.
Yeah, sure is. What kind of day do we have on the way here today?
Yeah, look, we're in the wake of that front that we saw go through yesterday, where we picked up generally less than a couple of millimetres across the plains, 2 to 5 millimetres up around the hills yesterday. So in that sort of more broad west-northwesterly airstream, not expecting too much around, but the odd shower or two not out of the question, not expecting those totals to be anything of note. Did see our minimum temperature early this morning of around 10.4 degrees, currently 11 degrees at the West Terrace Pirie observation site, and we are aiming for a top temperature of 15 degrees in the city and the suburbs, 13 on the forecast for Mount Barker. We'll clip the tail end of a front overnight tomorrow, so we'll see those showers increasing overnight and first thing tomorrow morning, but they will be easing back during the day. So a little bit more rainfall to come, mostly after dark or early tomorrow morning. That minimum temperature hovering up around 10 degrees for Wednesday and maximum again around 15 degrees. Things should settle then as we've got our high pressure system coming over. Maybe a cloudy day on Thursday, but we are expecting that to be dry, and we are looking at a maximum temperature of 16 degrees. A little bit more sunshine poking through on Friday, but again that maximum of around 16 degrees. We are looking at pretty dry weekend coming up, and those temperatures on the rise. 17 on the forecast for Saturday and potentially getting up to 19 for Sunday. Another front early next week there, guys.
Good stuff, Jenny. Jenny Horvat there from the Bureau of Meteorology. From Jenny Horvat to Jen Cullinan at SAPOL. Jen, good morning to you. A man's been arrested after a hit-run crash last night.
Yes, good morning. It was just after 6:30 last night. Emergency services were called to Sir Edward Smith Avenue in North Adelaide to report that a Honda sedan had mounted the curb and drove through a red light and then crashed into another vehicle. Now, that Honda failed to stop and made off at speed towards O'Connell Street. Following investigations, police attended at the registered owner's address, where the driver was requested to submit to a roadside breath test, which he refused. So that 32-year-old man from Modbury was arrested. He's been charged with numerous traffic offences, including failed to submit to the breath test, due care and failing to stop at the crash scene. So he's going to find himself in court in September.
Bit of strife there. Jen, also 2 people have been arrested after they were found lurking in a backyard in Seaton.
Yeah, some quick work by Western District patrols this morning, and it was about 5 o'clock this morning. Police were called to that house on Flores Street to report that there were 2 people in the backyard, and police were swiftly on scene and located 2 40-year-old women in the yard. And when they were searched by police, they were found to be in possession of a knife, some drugs and some drug equipment. So they've been arrested and charged with unlawfully on premises, a carry offensive weapon and various drug offences, and they too are going to go to court in September.
Good stuff there, Jen Cullen from SAPOL. Thank you for that, Jen.
You might recall a story that I think this broke whilst we were on leave, but it's developed over the last week because sadly Chris Thomas passed away at the age of 68 last week at his home in Crystal Brook. After returning from Adelaide, we received a heap of treatment, 2 cardiac arrests, the amputation of a leg, but perhaps most extraordinarily, he received an ultimatum. That's certainly in the eyes of Alex Thomas, the oldest of his kids, how she described it. Alex described it, sorry. The ultimatum was this. According to the Lyell McEwen Hospital staff, you either relocate permanently to Adelaide to access dialysis or cease treatment and prepare to end your life. And Alex raises the pretty reasonable question, how it can be you live 2 hours out of Adelaide and that's the ultimatum you get delivered. What does it mean for people that live beyond? And hopefully, if anything good comes of this, it's a conversation around access to palliative care in regional areas of South Australia. Alex Thomas, good morning to you.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for coming on, Alex. It's such a harrowing set of circumstances, and to think that at a time of your father's life when, you know, he's battling so many health challenges, being told you basically need to be taken away from all of your family and your props to come to town. It's Hobson's choice, isn't it?
It's been brutal. My dad's health journey probably for the last 10 years or so has it's been a wild ride, and I think probably what made it particularly difficult in the last couple of years as his mobility declined and he required a lot more treatment was that the sentiment was that he had to move to Adelaide, and that wasn't the first time we'd received that ultimatum, and each time created a whole realm of challenges in navigating the bureaucracy to try and find, suitable pathways to at least glean some hope that he could eventually go home or stay at home.
I noted that when the story broke a few weeks back that the health minister said that he was going to have a look at the case. Have you had any feedback from the government about, how you, not just how your father's situation was handled, but the broader issue of how this affects regional people?
Yeah, look, thankfully, Minister Picton and his Chief of Staff, David Wilkins, were very forthcoming in and willing to meet and catch up. So we had some discussions while Dad was still with us about trying to find pathways, and they offered their sincere support in supporting me through this journey. But unfortunately, really, it was too late for Dad. And as far as broader feedback around these challenges, I've spoken to a few different people within the system. In fact, many, many different people throughout the system over the course of the last, 5 to 10 years. And, I mean, it's just aboundingly obvious that there are so many gaps and so many roadblocks for regional people to access the same standard of care as those in the metropolitan. So it's undeniably a very, very complex challenge. But probably what has become most apparent is that perhaps there is this opportunity for the voices of regional patients and their families and their carers to be front and centre here, because they have to be a part of the solution. So I think I'm hoping that that's what I might be able to help with moving forward.
Yeah, well, good on you, because it's something that affects so many people living in regional and rural Australia. Alex Thomas there, in memory of her father, Chris, a shocking set of circumstances. Thank you for that, Alex.
It's a minute to 7. 5AA News is coming up. We are still counting your donations at FIVEAA We need a coin rattling sound effect, don't we? Ka-ching.
Yeah.
We need a cash
like
register.
A better version of the sounds we just made.
Yeah. Well, that set them an impossible task.
Exactly.
Keep them coming in, FIVEAA.com.au. And remember, on the other side of this break, we're going to have the first of 2 items this morning that are effectively like buying tickets in a raffle, where every donation for $10 or more puts you in the running to win a magnificent prize. That's all ahead. 5AA Undy Drive, Day 2, coming up next.
Breaking up is never easy. And when a relationship does end, there's so much to work through. What happens with the house, the car, the kids, your future? It's hard to know where to start, and that's where Anderson Solicitors will help. In just 90 minutes, Andersons will create your personalised family roadmap, explaining your options and outlining a clear plan for the next steps. And all for a set fee. Anderson Solicitors. Help when you need it.
New look, but same again. CEO Mike Dobbin and GM Mark Bickley have just announced a full rebrand in the lead up to the 50th anniversary. How do they find time between that and supporting the Undy Drive and doing all the wonderful jobs selling real estate as well? Honouring the classic McGain legacy with a look to the future.
Now, Dobbo and Mix tell us they're incredibly proud of the team that makes McGain what it is today and excited to continue serving South Aussies with the same integrity and dedication that's defined them from day one.
Well, and part of that is that they're more than just a real estate agency. McGain have been part of the community. See, when you sell with McGain, you're not just moving house, you're helping support local charities like the Undy Drive, the Sammy D Foundation, and many, many sporting clubs across Adelaide.
So from everyone here at 5AA, we'd love to congratulate McGain on the last 50 years, and we can't wait to see what happens across the next 50.
McGain Real Estate, McGain Commercial, McGain Property Management, McGain.com.au.
Up-to-the-minute news for South Australia. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
A shower or two and 15 today with the 7 o'clock news. Good morning, I'm Mel Usher.
Make RAA-approved windscreen repairer, Complete Windscreens, your insurer repairer of choice. Visit completewindscreens.com.au.
There's been a commercial fire at Parkside. Nicole Bradley from the MFS says it was well alight when crews arrived.
At approximately 3:30 this morning, the MFS responded to a structure fire on Undy Road. On arrival, firefighters found smoke and flames showing from the roof of a commercial building, threatening the neighbouring premises.
They managed to stop the flames spreading to the neighbours. It was one of half a dozen fires the MFS were called to overnight. Well, there's been a drug and weapons bust at Seaton. Police were called to a house on Flores Street early morning after reports there were people in the backyard. Senior Constable Jen Cullinan says they found two women, both aged 40.
And when they were searched by police, they were found to be in possession of a knife, some drugs and some drug equipment. They've been arrested and charged with unlawfully on premises, a carry offensive weapon and various drug offences.
They've been granted bail and have a court date in September. Well, the youngest of the Snowtown killers could find out today if he'll be released on parole. James Vlasakis was convicted for his role in 4 of the 11 murders in the 1990s. He was 19 at the time. His 26-year non-parole period has now expired. Mark Hayden was released into the community last year after serving 25 years in prison for being a Snowtown accomplice. A major rescue package for Neostar's Port Pirie Smelter is set to be announced today. The state and federal governments are stepping in to support the site, which is bleeding millions of dollars a month. Around 900 jobs are at stake, and the package will be aimed at securing the long-term future of the smelter. Israel's Prime Minister has ordered a full military occupation of Gaza to free hostages still held in the enclave. Benjamin Netanyahu has told his ministers he'll seek cabinet backing for the plan, despite objections from within the military. Posting earlier on social media, the Israeli leader says the move is to get aid to those who need it.
Humanitarian aid has been interdicted by Hamas looting. They steal the food from their own people. But in the last few months, that food has not been reaching the Palestinian civilians.
There's been a sharp increase in hygiene poverty in Australia. Research by charity Good 360 has revealed up to 4 million people are struggling to buy personal hygiene products. Women are more affected than men. Good 360 founder Alison Covington says the issue can cause problems if left unchecked.
So mental well-being, so low self-esteem or embarrassment and shame, or even physical health, so reduced personal care and dental. But it also affects our daily life, so avoiding going to social events, work and school are all the effects of hygiene poverty.
Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Gliderol Garage Doors, adding strength, style and safety to your home. Gliderol.com.au.
It's over to Tom Wren.
Thank you, Mel. Adelaide has stepped up its pursuit of Essendon's Sam Draper, with coach Matthew Nicks reportedly making contact. The ruckman, who's about to become a free agent, has been heavily courted by the Lions, but the Bombers also want him to stay. Meantime, Gold Coast captain Noah Anderson is the new leader in the AFL Coaches Association Award after another perfect 10 votes in the big win over Richmond. Still on footy, AFL great Matthew Lloyd has called out Collingwood's squad rotation plan as the club endures a form slump. The Magpies have lost 3 out of their past 4 games while resting players and testing the depth of their list. Lloyd says it's time for senior coach Craig McRae to start picking a full-strength lineup in the lead-up to finals.
Now you're at round 22, play your best side. Yes, DeGoey and Hill needed minutes, so he had to do it in a certain way. I look at the Adelaide Crows, just flying. You just know what they're going to roll out every week. The Pies have got to try and get back to that, and how coming back this week will be important.
India has beaten England by 6 runs at the Oval, levelling their Test series at 2 games all. England needed just 35 runs with 4 wickets in hand, but collapsed. A stack of elite tennis players have committed to playing the Kooyong Classic in Melbourne in the lead-up to January's Australian Open. World top 10 stars Lorenzo Musetti and Holger Rune have both signed up, as have Marin Cilic, Karen Khachanov, Matteo Berrettini and Kei Nishikori. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Now checking 5AA traffic.
Switch and save on your car service and repairs. Call 1300 Automasters.
Morning there at Osborne. Got boom gates playing up this morning. Solvay Road near Mersey Road. A little bit out of the way, but keep it in mind if you're around that neck of the woods. Bit of light fog on the freeway this morning. It's mostly above the tunnel. Speeds drop down to 80 for that. Works at Tea Tree Gully to look out for. Northeast Road near Elizabeth Street and getting busy South Road at Clovelly Park. Early morning camera, Lefevre Terrace, North Adelaide. Look for the RAA sign at over 400 independent RAA approved repairers across SA. You know you can trust them because RAA do. Adelaide's most accurate traffic. On 5AA.
The 5AA forecast, a shower or two, 15 today, showers easing tomorrow, 15, Thursday cloudy and 16, Friday much the same, also 16. Right now it's 11 degrees on 5AA, always Adelaide.
Hi, I live in an apartment and I need an outdoor blind. Okay, that was weird. Hi, I live in an apartment and I need an outdoor blind. What on earth is going on?
Phantom Screens.
I need an outdoor blind for my apartment.
Sure, we can do that.
Oh, great. The last people I called just laughed at me.
Don't worry, Phantom Screens have a solution just for you.
Ripper.
Phantom Outdoor Blinds.
Refresh, reuse, renew. Take your hydration to the next level with a Pirie tap water filter. The eco-friendly choice when it comes to clean and sustainable hydration. Say goodbye to single-use plastic bottles and hello to purified water from the comfort of your home. Pirie Tap's advanced water filter system removes contaminants, providing you with refreshing clean water, perfect for your reusable water bottle. Upgrade your water game today with a Pirie Tap water filter.
Pirie Tap, the purest water on tap.
Streaming live via the 5AA Player app on DAB Digital Radio and on 1395 AM. This is 5AA, always Adelaide.
Am I ever going to build in North Adelaide again? No way, or rather think not. Please go away. Went down to Wellington Square where Renoir paints the wall.
It's game on at Hyundai with offers on new and demonstrator models. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
It was a Hall of Fame text from Rob in the first hour of the program this morning as we imagined Jane Lomax-Smith singing the unofficial chorus of the Angels classic hit. Reworked, though, for constituency. It was a magnificent piece of work.
For the forgotten people of Hutt Street.
Exactly right.
Complaining about urban sprawl and high-density housing.
We also heard from Graham Corns in the first hour, who's joining the band. $500 raised for the Undy Drive. Keep the money coming in. 5AAUndydrive.com.au is the place to do it. This hour, this is exciting. Every donation of $20 or more this hour is in the running to win a Smeg kettle. Now, these kettles are valued in the order of $200. A magnificent Smeg kettle. It instantly raises the value of your entire home and certainly makes your kitchen look smick.
Oh, yeah.
Building or renovating, your first choice should be visiting the Smeg showroom at Debney Distributors. Taste the difference with Smeg. $20. Every single donation of $20 puts you in the running, and we will reveal the winner before 8 o'clock this morning. And then next hour, there's another chance for you to win in donating to the Undy Drive, beyond just feeling good about the contribution you've made, because we have another item up for grabs for everyone who does donate. So get donating now. Get that money coming to Catherine House and Hutt Street Center. We're going to hear from some of their clients and the people that work there over the course of the next few days as well, having spoken with the people that run the organisations yesterday and learning a bit about it from a top-line level, but speaking to the people that work there and also the people who are the recipients of the wonderful charity of South Australians is humbling and it's eye-opening, and we're going to continue to do it over the course of this week.
One other thing to remember, I didn't realise Hutt Street Centre directly accepts donations of clean clothing, because I've been meaning to have a mega clean out of my wardrobe. I bought this jacket years ago, and I think it was like $130. One of those Savile Row pop-up sales where suddenly they're there selling leather jackets. Were $600, now $130. And I bought this leather jacket, never worn it. And I reckon if you've got an item of clothing in your wardrobe that you haven't worn for the last 5 years, get rid of it. I'm never going to wear the thing. And I reckon I've probably kept it because it was like cost a fair bit of money. And I was thinking, well, I spent $130 on it. I should keep it. That jacket is going to go to the Hutt Street Centre.
Excellent.
I'm just going to go through the wardrobe and make some brutal decisions. Who's that Japanese person? The philosophy of downsizing?
Oh, the cleaner?
Yeah.
Maria Kondo?
Yeah,
something like that.
I'm going to Marie Kondo my wardrobe on behalf of the Hutt Street Centre.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. There's an idea. You can fold your clothes very delicately.
That's right.
There's a big picture.
And then go out and rake some rocks.
Yeah, there you go. That's good for the soul. There's some big picture news items knocking around this morning that you're going to hear a lot about over the course of the day. First and foremost, we're expecting some specific detail on the Port Pirie Near Star Smelter package today. The Federal Industry Minister, Tim Ayres, is coming to town and will be joined by the Premier for an announcement. Now, the ballpark it, Near Star wants $45 million to save the smelter they've got there. Remembering, this is different. This is distinct from Whyalla. This is not a case of bailing out some international businessmen because of their dealings elsewhere and the financial difficulties they're having. The ramifications are similar in terms of the viability in the town of the people that work there, but this is about China deliberately undercutting industry to try to destabilise places like Australia because they can afford to do so. They can afford to run industry at a loss. We can't. So that is what necessitates a bailout. What I'm fascinated in, well, then what's the long-term outlook for it?
Well, that's the worrying question. Because if China's behaviour isn't going to change, then why are we... I don't understand the logic of all this. So we've got a report from the McKell Institute, Bill McKell, long-standing grassroots, soul-of-the-earth Labor Premier of New South Wales many years ago. So the report says China. The reason for this is China. So so we know the reason for this is happening is China and all of their dodgy activities in world global financial markets and what have you. So the solution to that is the taxpayers give a whole bunch of money to Near Star. Isn't there another solution, which is we say to China, and Albo was up there 2 weeks ago, he's got a great relationship with them apparently. Don't we say, China, stop doing this? Or conversely, if that doesn't work, take them to the WTO or something?
In the absence of anything like that, well, we start getting into the realm of who runs out of money first, us or China?
Yeah, probably us.
Who runs out of the political will to sustain businesses that have been run to the ground first? It's definitely us. We're a democracy. They can build an entire industry strategy around this. They don't have to answer to anyone.
Yeah.
Which is not to say there isn't a very real plight of people on the ground there that we are.
No, exactly.
We are a big picture. There are some big questions that are going to get asked, and hopefully some that will get answered a little bit later today by the Premier and the Federal Industry Minister. That's taking place right now. If you're watching any morning TV news program, they can't get out of their way but show pictures of the fog in Sydney. It's unbelievable. What it has meant is there's some flight delays and cancellations in Adelaide. JQ761 was cancelled. We got a text on the Police Home Care text line a short time ago saying that there'd been some delays there. Worth checking your flight this morning. Hopefully it dissipates that fog and people are able to get through. But that is causing some issues for flights inbound and outbound for Sydney.
Very thick fog, Will.
Do you think the fog in Sydney today will get more coverage on the eastern seaboard than the toxic algal bloom that's killing sea life in South Australia?
I'll give you $50. I'll give $50 to the Undy Drive if you describe the fog in Sydney as you know what.
I watched an entire news report this morning and they didn't do it.
I've got my wallet here.
What do I need to say?
You know what you need to say. How would you describe the fog over Sydney right now?
How would I describe it, or what? How much some people might describe it?
How would some people describe the fog?
Some people might say...
What's the word they'd use?
Some might say...
Come on, spit it out. $50.
It's a pea super?
Yes. That's the first spontaneous challenge of the week. Okay. The kids have taught me how to put my credit card on my mobile phone, so I'm going to do a transfer. It's going to pop up. It's going to pop up shortly. $50. There you go. It's that easy. He said it. We'll replay that later.
I feel
Pat.
gross. No, cut the room.
Cue the tape.
I don't feel good about it.
Excellent.
Well, I do feel good. We went to Catherine House in the Hutt Street Center.
$50.
The other news that you're going to hear more about over the course of the day is it sounds like the Australian government has struck a deal with Japan, according to Nikkei Asia, to be part of this program to replace the Anzac-class frigates that we've had since the mid-90s. They will be replaced with Megami-class frigates out of Japan, 11 of them, the first 3 to be built overseas. The other 8 will be built in Western Australia. Now, if that sort of tweaks your parochial South Australian antenna, don't despair. These ones were always going to be built in Western Australia, was my memory of when this was the procurement of this first went out. The plan was they were going to be built over there. Hunter here, AUKUS here, these smaller frigates over in Perth. That said, they're definitely happening, and they're happening. The timeline is later this decade. So maybe there's some jealousy there because AUKUS feels like a long way away. The other notable part of that, of course, too, Japan's the first country to buy naval vessels from Japan since the Second World War becomes Australia, which is just a remarkable historical little quirk. But more on that story will develop over the course of the day today as well.
Oh, here we go.
Jono's in the studio. Good morning, Jono.
Good morning, boys. Well done. Day one, very successful, but we need our donations. We're ramping it up, and we're going to continue to ramp it up, and that starts now, David.
Michael and Piero have just put in donations whilst we've been speaking. $15, Michael, 20 from Piero. They all count. Piero, you're in the running to win the Smeg kettle as well, by the way, valued at some $200. Worthwhile $20 investment to potentially get $200. Depends where you look online. Sometimes they have $250 for a Smeg kettle online. So, get those coming in.
Oh, okay, here we go. This is good. The musical humiliation is broadening out. So, this is the Dolly Parton and Kenny Rogers challenge. If we raise $3,000, then Will must recreate the 1983 performance of Islands in the Stream by Dolly Parton and Kenny Rogers with 7 News Adelaide co-host Rosanna Mangiarelli.
Hang on, what?
You have to
what
do
does recreate mean?
You have to do the duet. You have to do the duet of Islands in the Stream.
Is it like a famous music video? Is it?
Yeah. And we rely on each other.
What's the recreate part? What are they doing?
Well, you're singing it. You're singing it.
Oh, so it's like a famous video or something.
Yeah. It's the classic duet, one of the all-time great duets. You and Rosanna, Islands in the Stream.
Well, Rosanna's going to be stoked about this because she loves karaoke. How does the song go? Oh, we're looking at it.
Here we go.
Oh.
$3,000. Costumes,
so
you
someone,
name it.
Just wear a white beard.
How does this song go? Can someone hum it for me?
Islands in the Stream, that is what we are. No one in the
Ghetto Superstar.
Pardon?
It's Ghetto Superstar.
Is that a Yay song, is it?
No, I think it was maybe a member of the Wu-Tang Clan went solo in the 90s. Hang on.
There was an original version of it called Islands in the Stream.
Okay.
You must know it. You must know the song.
I've heard of it because Angie McBride used to always reference it.
It's a great song.
So I kind of roughly know how the chorus is. How do the verses go?
Well, you've got an hour to learn if we reach $3,000.
No, I can't remember it. It's a pretty easy melody. It's not too hard.
Is it?
And Kenny's not a hard voice.
You know,
he's not like high pitched or anything.
Karaoke.
You live in fear of karaoke, don't you?
Well, I don't do it.
Well, you do now.
I can't imagine how badly this is going to go because usually karaoke's great from my experience when you watch people who are really enthusiastic, love a song, have no talent. Have you ever watched someone do karaoke when they don't even know what the friggin' song is?
Yeah, you do get a bit of that. See, the thing about karaoke, you just got to commit.
Yeah.
The people who do it well are the ones who are just up there having a massive crack and they don't care what they sound like, but they're throwing themselves full into it as per, Jim Carrey and the Cable Guy doing Somebody to Love, really losing themselves in the song.
I guess we've got to ring Rosanna and find out whether she's available to do this as well, by the way. She will be. She's probably doing karaoke somewhere as we speak.
So we need to raise $3,000. How long do we have to raise it? 1 hour. So by, is that 8:20? Yeah, by 8 it's currently 8:19. Let's say that by 8:30, if we can raise $3,000 by 8:30, is this going to be telecast somewhere? Is this going to be on Channel 7?
Well, there's two,
before the
Chekhov's microphones I've just noticed in the corner of the studio.
Oh, what about that? Excellent. Excellent. The fact that I didn't notice those microphones.
Surely we're just doing the chorus, are we?
No, you're doing the whole song.
How can you sing? I don't know I would never clue what the verse is.
You know what this could lead to? The Will and Rosanna Christmas album.
I don't think so. How did I get a music challenge? What history do I have with music?
Well, I don't know. How'd you get a gymnastics challenge last time?
Because you said on air once that I was a gymnastics star. There was at least some organic stupidity to it. I'm the least musical human being that's ever lived. This is going to be good. I grew up in my life listening to Bob Francis and Rex Leverington when the cool kids were listening to music. What is this?
I reckon, Will, you do a really good William Shatner. So tap into
spoken word.
Yeah, tap into your William Shatner. Give it that sort of execution. I'm a rocket man.
Usually these things have some sort of organic link to something that's ever happened in the world. This is like bizarre. Anyway,
mate, there's been a rough 7 minutes for you. First the pea soup and now this.
Oh dear. It's a pea souper?
5AA Mornings with Graham Goodings.
Well, Australia's facing a complex population dilemma. A falling birth rate, record migration levels and urban development pressures, especially in city centres like here in Adelaide. Each factor on its own presents challenges, but combined they raise serious questions about sustainability, infrastructure and long-term planning.
Graham Goodings.
Current policies are not aligning effectively.
Weekday mornings from 9 on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
With 90% of brain development occurring by age 5, starting learning earlier builds a stronger foundation for life. That's why we're rolling out 3-year-old preschool from 2026. Learn more at flyingstart.sa.gov.au. A message from the Government of South Australia.
When you're gone, who gets the things most precious to you? Like your grandfather's war medals or your mother's cherished piano that was passed down to you. If you don't have a will, you'll never know. Donlan Lawyers specialise in wills and estate planning. From the simplest to the most complex, Donlan Lawyers will give effect to your wishes. For wills and estate planning, visit donlanlawyers.com, Hindmarsh Square, Adelaide and Ocean Street, Victor Harbour. donlanlawyers.com.
Now, if you need to move from A to B this winter, your best move is hiring from Budget Car and Truck Rental.
To get started, you'll need boxes and tape of storage and furniture covers to keep your possessions pristine. Budget has you sorted.
Then you need the perfect set of wheels, and Budget has them all. Cars big and small, moving vans and trucks available on a standard driver's licence, plus utes, hybrids, trailers, 12 to 25 seat buses and more.
Once you've chosen a vehicle, grab Budget's blankets and a trolley to ensure the move goes smooth.
Job done easy with Budget, a family-owned business with friendly staff you can count on and multiple locations across SA.
Got something big to budge? Well, Budget with a Budget rental truck. Call 13 27 27.
For those whose pool is the main feature of their yard, Walco offer a special mesh cover to keep debris and leaves out while making your pool area look stunning all through winter. Join the great cover-up and ask Walco about their stylish new mesh pool covers. Walco.com.au.
Tired of rising power bills? What if you could eliminate power bills forever? With NRG Solar, the new Cheaper Home Batteries program gives eligible homes and businesses up to 30% off the cost of a new home battery, saving you thousands. NRG Solar has the know-how to help you claim the rebate and design a system that delivers real long-term value. Own your energy, own your future. Call 1300 858 160, that's 1300 858 160, or visit nrgsolar.com.au now.
Hi, I'm Dr. Laura Willington. Understaffing in our hospitals is harming you and me. We urgently need a workforce plan to identify the right number of doctors for each of our hospitals and health services. And we need fair wages and conditions to attract and keep doctors so you can access care when you need it. Help make our health system safer for you and safer for me. Visit safermedicalstaffing.com.au. Authorised by Dr. Laura Willington, President, South Australian Salaried Medical Officers Association, Adelaide.
Rosanna Mangiarelli here from 7 News. Join me and Will Goodings for Adelaide's leading news hour, 7 News, tonight at 6 o'clock.
It's game on at Hyundai with offers on new and demonstrator models. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
24 after 8, just heard from Rosanna there. Commiserations to Rosanna, who is getting a phone call, I imagine, at the moment to alert her that we're meant to be singing a duet at some point this morning, raising money for Catholic House at Hutt Street Center. Get the donations coming in, 5AAUndydrive.com.au. Someone texted in, I got to confess, this is hilarious. Jack says, I've just donated $25. Shout out to the pen that Will dropped at the start of the 6 p.m. news last night. So Rosanna and I haven't read together for 3 weeks. She's been away, I've been away. And, we do that stupid turn to each other at the start of the news.
Oh, yeah.
Have an important last match, few words of encouragement.
Yeah.
And we hadn't done it for a while. And as I turned, the pen flew out of my hand as we're about to read something very serious and flew across the desk.
Did he hit it?
No. But we were looking at each other like, what in the hell's just happened? A little bit rusty. Anyway, we'll work on the pen work tonight. Thanks for noticing, Jack. Appreciate that. In the meantime, and speaking of reading news... Oh, my goodness, what have we got here?
Oh, dear.
Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, get on the Facebook and YouTube live stream.
Graham was so unimpressed.
Because Adelaide Crows board member Graham Goodings, as a result of the Ron Burgundy challenge in the bowl yesterday, has agreed to, having a significant amount of money being raised, thousands of dollars yesterday, read a script of the boss's choosing, dressed up in the full Port Adelaide kit. And here he is, jumper, scarf, beanie, and what looks to me like a spew bucket. Good morning.
Can I just say... This could cost me my job on the board of the Adelaide Football Club.
I was going to
say. John Olsen, Tim Silvers, if you're listening or if you're watching, this is for charity. It would never happen for any other reason. Actually, I was very lucky because after the showdown, I was walking past one of the big wheelie bins there, and this is where I found all the gear. In fact, there's quite a lot. There's quite a lot in the bin. So it's not going to waste. Again. It'll never be worn again, I can assure you of that.
The problem for you is going to be the element of the challenge that contains the words, the news written by the boss. Because I'm guessing the humiliation doesn't end with what you're wearing. So anyway, let's get the Undy Drive news.
The latest local, national and international news for South Australia.
This is Undy Drive News with the Golden Tonsils, Graham Goodings.
Good morning, I'm Graham, the better Goodings. Starting with breaking news, the Port Adelaide Football Club will officially take over the Kings Reserve redevelopment following direct state government intervention. The Adelaide Football Club has been removed from the project, marking a major shift in the long-debated plans. Premier and Port tragic Peter Malinauskas said it needed to be done.
If this government has an overarching philosophy, it is we choose to act. We allowed it to continue on the current trajectory. The capacity for the Crows, that invited a more drastic response from the government, and we made the deliberate decision to have an intervention. It's not a decision we take lightly, it's unorthodox. But we believe it's fundamentally the right thing to do.
Report. Meanwhile, Police Commissioner Grant Stevens has announced a crackdown on overzealous Crow supporters, claiming some fans are behaving as if they've already made the grand final.
It's difficult to address the causes, but we are there to deal with those causes when they arise. So we deal with the consequences of this type of behaviour, and we try and eradicate it as quickly as possible.
It's understood SAPOL has targeted 2 known ringleaders, one last seen loitering at Complete Windscreens on Main North Road, and the other suspected to be a club director, last spotted taking sunset selfies from his Westlake apartment balcony. Members of the public are advised do not approach, do not engage, and under no circumstances lift their lids. If sighted, please call Crow Stoppers on 8223 0000. To other news, in panda-related pandemonium, panda pundits at the Panda Pavilion have proclaimed possible panda pairings, pending panda processing. Suffering psychopath. While Wang Wang and the Waddling Wonder and Pudney, the famously furry, fussy furball, continue their painfully... This is very difficult, you realise. I'm reading in front of Adelaide's top-rating newsreader. This is very, really frustrating.
I couldn't even hold my pen last night. Wouldn't get too concerned.
Panda planners are now proposing a potential panda pivot. Proudly parading at their panda premiere, new recruits Jing Kui and Yi Lan peek past paparazzi. But despite plush pillows, piles of peanuts, and perfectly planned panda playlists, the pair persistently prefer playing ping pong to procreating. Excuses from the pandas have reportedly ranged from "I have a headache" to "I just washed my hair." And now to really earn these donations. Oh, you've got to be joking, man. I don't sing. We've got the power to win, power to rule. Come on, Port Adelaide. Aggression? We are the power from Port. It's more than a sport. It's true Port Adelaide tradition. We'll never stop till we're top. I think we already did. There's history here in the making. We've got the power to win. We'll never give in. Next week, till the flag is ours for the taking. Power. Weatherwise, expect a total pea soup with a rain bomb likely to cause more trouble than Mark Risciuto at the Ramsgate Hotel. Right now, it's 22.22 degrees. I'm Graham Goodings. This is Undy Drive News. You stay classy, Adelaide. Where's my vomit bucket?
Oh, fantastic. Well done.
Together. I'm having words after this. Can I take this off now, Jono? Put it back in the bin where I found it.
Going to go and have a cold shower.
It's for charity, it's worth it.
That's right. Thousands of dollars to Catherine House in the Hutt Street Centre to see a grown man almost reduced to tears. Exactly right. Thank you for that.
This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Wow, I got to follow that. Stay classy, Graham. A shower or two, 15 today with the 7:30 news. Good morning, I'm Mel Usher.
For the best price, quality and same-day service, trust Complete Windscreens. RAA approved, Main North Road, Prospect.
There's been a house fire at Seacliff. Nicole Bradley from the MFS says they were called to the Esplanade around midnight.
12 firefighters from 3 appliances attended the blaze, locating the fire in the kitchen of the property. Quick action from firefighters controlled the fire within 10 minutes.
The damage bill has been put at $150,000. It's believed an overheated wheat bag sparked the blaze. There was also a commercial fire on Unley Road at Parkside. Crews called there around 3:30. Fog in Sydney is impacting flights into and out of the harbour city this morning. Jetstar cancelled their Adelaide to Sydney flight. The advice is to check with your airline. A rescue package will be announced today for Port Pirie's struggling smelter. Kerry Turner has the details.
Nearstars asked for $45 million over 2 years to carry out a feasibility study and fund maintenance work at the 135-year-old Port Pirie smelter. The site is bleeding millions of dollars a month and around 900 jobs are at risk. Details of a federal and state government rescue package are set to be announced today to deliver long-term sustainability at the smelter. Meantime, 15 serious buyers remain in the hunt for the Whyalla Steelworks, including a consortium led by Australian steelmaker BlueScope.
The announcement will be made at 9:15. Well, the Foreign Minister insists Beijing is clear on Australia's tolerance on foreign interference. A Chinese woman has been arrested, accused of infiltrating a Canberra-based religious group to relay to Chinese intelligence. While not able to comment on the specific case, Penny Wong says there are strong frameworks around foreign interference.
I regularly, in my engagements with my Chinese counterparts, make very clear that we do not tolerate foreign interference. I talk about the importance of democracy to Australians. That is part of who we are and that we will safeguard it.
Tesla has approved a new pay deal for CEO Elon Musk. He'll receive $30 billion worth of stock. The electric car maker says it's about compensating Mr Musk for his extraordinary work at Tesla. And while many newspapers are downsizing, the New York Post is expanding. It will launch a daily print edition for the West Coast of the United States called the California Post next year. The new Post will be headquartered in Los Angeles, which has a population of 13 million. Now turning to 5AA sport.
Colours, custom design, any house, any style. Gliderol Garage Doors. Gliderol.com.au.
What's happening in the footy, Tom Wren?
Well, Mel, Adelaide's players are going to hit the training track this morning as they look ahead to their round 22 clash against West Coast on Sunday. The Crows will be looking to make it 7 straight wins after coming from behind to beat Hawthorn by 14 points. Defender Josh Worrell telling Rowie and Timmy G the team's fight back against the Hawks gives them enormous confidence they can come from behind.
The fight that we showed in that second quarter to come back, I think, is just a testament to where the group's at the moment. So, yeah, was really proud of the boys, and it was a great effort.
Retiring Greater Western Sydney veteran Callum Ward says despite not fulfilling his dream to win an AFL premiership, he has no regrets. The 35-year-old who played 327 games, 267 with the Giants, calling time on his career after being cut down by an ACL injury in round 12. And in one of the more remarkable scenes in world cricket, Englishman Chris Woakes gallantly tried to save his country, batting with his arm in a sling in the final stages of the 5th test against India. But the host took the honours from the day, picking up 4 wickets to level an extraordinary test series at 2 games all. England captain Ben Stokes says it was a tough series and both sides embraced the competitive nature of it.
I don't think any of my lads are going to sleep crying over what was said, and I don't think any of the Indian players will be going to bed crying over what was said either. And I think it just shows that, the passion and the desire that everyone who walks out representing their country with their nation's flag on their chest means.
Audio there thanks to Fox. It was an amazing series, Mel. That is the 5AA sport.
Thank you very much. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Switch and save on your car service and repairs. Call 1300 Automasters.
Roads are looking after themselves this morning, which is great. A little bit of light fog on the freeway, mostly above the tunnels, but because of that, got speeds down to 80 if you're coming in that way. That is why that is. Osborne, Boomgate's playing up, Solvay Road near Mercy Road, and a little bit slow for works at Teacher Gully, North East Road near Elizabeth Street. Getting busy already this morning, South Road at Karratha Park, and got a camera War Memorial Drive in North Adelaide. Music transforms young lives. Join the Australian Children's Music Foundation in breaking barriers to music education. Show your supports at acmf.com.au today. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA forecast, 15 with a shower or 2 for your Tuesday. Showers easing tomorrow, 15. Thursday, cloudy and 16. Friday, partly cloudy, 16. Right now, it's 10 degrees on 5AA, always Adelaide.
Harvey Norman clearance outlets at Marion and Jeffs Cross are bursting at the seams. Discontinued, run out and brand new furniture and bedding from across Australia. Prices are slashed for you to get a bargain. Clearance outlets at Marion Road, Marion and Jeffs Cross Homemaker. Tell them Jerry sent you. Furniture and bedding at Marion and Jeffs Cross. Harvey Norman Clearance Outlets.
Go, Harvey, go!
Save up to $4,000 per suite on luxurious Kimberley expeditions with Silver Sea and Phil Hoffman Travel. Cruise for 10 days in all-inclusive luxury aboard Silver Sea's Silver Cloud. Sailing from Broom's stunning beaches to Darwin's tropical shores, the awe-inspiring horizontal falls and the untouched beauty of Ashmore Reef. Cruise departs 24th of July 2026. Book now to enjoy up to $300 exclusive onboard credit with the Platinum Cruise Club. Visit pht.com.au.
The story of Tony by CLK Legal. Tony was a young man with a young family. He was employed as a labour hire worker.
Now, Tony hadn't been properly trained on how to use an important piece of equipment, and unfortunately he was seriously injured while using the machine, and that significantly impacted his life and also his family's future.
Yeah, things were looking pretty bleak, but CLK Legal helped Tony successfully make a claim for workers' compensation benefits and also make a negligence claim against the host employer. Tony received the compensation he was entitled to, saving his family from years of hardship.
And rightly so. If you've been injured at work or in labour hire work, you might be able to have both a workers' compensation claim and a common law negligence claim. To get the compensation you deserve, visit clklegal.com.au. They're experts in personal injury law.
It's showtime at Wayville Hyundai, and we want to show you how good servicing your car can be. Want free parking for the Royal Show? Get your car serviced at Wayville Hyundai. Roll up, because there's even more with a $25 food and drink coupon and a free car wash and vacuum. Plus, you can service your car now and pay later with Afterpay. Showtime bookings are now open. Change the way you Hyundai at Wayville Hyundai, opposite the showground.
Here at 5AA, we're all about supporting local. Here's who you can support around Adelaide. Anderson Solicitors have been supporting South Australians with legal expertise and advice for over 50 years. Anderson Solicitors. Help when you need it. From the boardroom to the ballroom, from the hills to the beach, Your Say Group Catering will cater for any event. yoursaygroup.com.au. Take the guesswork out of your getaway and book an appointment with RAA Travel Agents to elevate your holiday. RAA, it's better to be a member. 5AA, supporting local business.
Hi, I live in an apartment and I need an outdoor blind. Okay, that was weird. Hi, I live in an apartment and I need an outdoor blind. What on earth is going on?
Phantom Screens.
I need an outdoor blind for my apartment.
Sure, we can do that.
Oh, great. The last people I called just laughed at me.
Don't worry, Phantom Screens have a solution just for you.
River.
Phantom Outdoor Blinds.
It's game on at Hyundai with offers on new and demonstrator models. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings. 5AA Breakfast.
22-8 in Undy Drive week. We put our lives, our credibility, our futures,
our dignity,
into the bosom of the Undy Drive Challenge Bowl. And some days it smiles upon you, and some days it does not. This morning, it did not.
Some days you eat the bar.
Yeah. Sometimes the Challenge Bowl, it eats you. Well, this morning, I will be with microphones currently set up in the studio. If we raise, $3,000 for Catherine House and Hutt Street Center, singing a karaoke-esque duet with my news reading co-host, Rosanna Mangiarelli, of Dolly Parton and Kenny Rogers, Islands in the Stream, an Angie McBride favourite. Rosanna, was this news to you, and good morning?
Good morning, guys. As soon as I heard this, I bounced out of bed and I'm heading straight in.
Well, I was saying to David, and people may or may not know this about you, whilst for others this would be a challenge that makes them quake, a la me, this is your idea of fun, isn't it? You're a karaoke superstar.
Look, Will, I'll tell you this much, I'm quaking as well.
Yeah, because you've got to do it with me.
I don't mind a bit of karaoke, but that's at around 3 a.m. after a couple of Negronis. So I don't know about 7 o'clock in the morning.
Wrong end of the day.
It certainly is.
Have you ever performed? I mean, you clearly perform every night and superbly on air with Will in a newsreading capacity, Rosanna. Have you ever, got up at the Christmas party with him and done, You Don't Bring Me Flowers? Have you got any priors in this space?
Oh, I don't think we have, do we, Will?
No, I'm a killjoy. You know me. You've met me.
I think that's what they call a human handbrake.
Yeah, that's right.
It would have happened had Will participated, but he never does. So
yeah.
I can reveal, I went years ago to a karaoke bar with Will for our 5AA Christmas party. It was Tommy Wren's idea. Tom was jumping around like a dog with two tails. He was so excited. Then suddenly the power went out. And I think in hindsight, maybe Will just ran out the back and unplugged everything.
No, that was I actually jammed a fork in their socket. That's what I did.
Or it was a sign from the powers that be.
Yeah, I think it might have been.
Yeah, well.
They saw me coming. Hey, well, I'm going to say is, Rosanna, good luck. I'm sorry you've been dragged down with me on this one, but thank you.
Oh, goodness gracious. I just feel sorry for your listeners who have to be subjected to this.
Well, it'll be a visual treat as well. I'm sure you've been informed. It'll be on the Facebook and YouTube live stream. So I look forward to seeing you in here and we can go down together.
Okay, excellent. I'll make sure I drive at about 10 k's an hour. I'm leaving now.
I can't wait. This is going to be excellent.
All right, see you soon, guys.
We'll see you soon.
Rosanna's off to mix a couple of Negronis.
Yes. With a bit of luck, she hasn't been home. I think that'd be best. But no, I know she did because we had a late meeting at work last night. All right, enough of that. Keep donating. 5AAAndydrive.com.au. We need hundreds, if not thousands. In fact, plenty have been coming in as we've been speaking. How about this? $1,500 from Naomi Will from Naomi Will Real Estate. I think Naomi's she's the most amazing, generous individual in South Australia.
She lives to give every time. Doesn't matter if it's a set piece event like the Undy Drive or if it's some spontaneous thing where we're asking for help for someone who's got themselves into some sort of strife or difficulty. Naomi is invariably first cab off the rank. So, and again, hugely generous, $1,500. That's a lot of money, Naomi.
Naomi often rings us on weeks where we don't have a charity going, so she just wants to give money to someone.
Yeah, that's right.
It's amazing. She just rings up. Does anyone need $1,000?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't mind.
She's remarkably generous, Naomi.
How do you think I paid for my pergola? That's a joke.
A big thanks to Malcolm, too. Just as we speaking, Malcolm has just donated $200 to Catherine House and Hutt Street Center as well. Good on you, Malcolm. You are in the running to win that Smeg kettle. All donations over $20 for the next 15 minutes put you well and truly in the running. Well, you might get to donate your money to a charity today because, heck, in the next few weeks it could be going to the government by way of the GST. It could be land tax. It could be GST on fresh food because we're about to have a big national conversation about effectively the government raising more money. The Productivity Commission have made a recommendation about how to do it with least disruption to the economy in the Fin Review this morning. Phil Curry joins us from the Financial Review. Phil, I reckon whilst it may be academically the least disruptive, I'm not sure it'll be the most popular.
No, pardon me, how are you, fellas? No, it won't be, and I've actually just seen some polling which underscores that. How you feel about lifting the GST to pay for an income tax cut or a business tax cut, and, not very popular. But if you actually want to do something meaningful with tax, in terms of sort of spreading the load more evenly and making the economy more productive, lifting the GST is the way to do it. But I don't think they'll do it. I don't think they'll do much, to be honest. It was interesting yesterday. Anthony Albanese just sort of put the brakes on a bit because the government's commissioned this summit, which is, I think, the week after next. Yeah, and they've told everyone, let 1,000 flowers bloom, all ideas welcome, nothing, everything's on the table, don't rule anything out. So, of course, they've had some 800 submissions have poured in and everyone's sort of, plugging their self-interest on tax and everything else. And I think it's starting to feel they've lost control of it a bit. And so the Prime Minister came out and said, look, it doesn't mean we're going to do any of this. Just because we're holding this summit in the Cabinet room doesn't mean it's a Cabinet decision. So I think there's a little bit of a sensitivity starting to develop inside government between the Prime Minister and the Treasurer, whose idea this was. And it's, this government, one thing it does very well is spend money. And so the Treasurer's job is to sort of try and find ways to pay for all that. So we'll see what comes of it, but I don't think there'll be a lot of smoke, but very little fire, I suspect, on the other side of this.
So, Phil, the Productivity Commission's recommendation, correct me if I'm wrong, they want the GST applied to fresh food, so bananas, grapes, bread, milk.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, the thing is, you have two choices when it comes to changing the GST. You either lift the 10% rate or you expand what it applies to already. If you go back those halcyon days, Dave, and Howard was introducing the GST, it was originally proposed to apply to everything. That was how it was meant to work. And it should have, and it didn't because Labor opposed it, and so they had to do a deal with the Democrats, and the Democrats secured all these carve-outs. Now, that sort of might have been well and good at the time, but it's cost billions and billions and billions in revenues that the states don't get now. And, had they done it at the time, we'd all be used to it and wouldn't even notice it. And that's the trouble now. If you want to sort of, put the GST back to where it's meant to be, it's a lot more difficult now, especially in this era of, social media and everything else and cost of living. It'd be much more difficult politically.
Albo couldn't have been any clearer either, could he? I mean, he said about a week or so ago, you can't go to an election running on a cost of living platform and then immediately get in and jack up the biggest tax in the country.
Pretty much. But we've got to also consider, Dave, people out there want a lot of free stuff, and ever since COVID, right? So, we're moving towards free childcare or low-cost childcare. They're expanding, the paid parental leave scheme, the taxpayer-funded paid parental leave scheme. They're subsidising wages in aged care and childcare. Eradicating student debt. Look at all the stuff they stood up in Parliament over the last 2 weeks and said, look at all these things we're doing. It was all just spending billions and billions of dollars that the country doesn't have, right? So it's all really, they're great measures and everyone loves them. But we're borrowing money to pay for all of them, and so you can't get going this way without finding some dough somewhere. You either stop spending or you raise taxes. There's no, we're headed down the tube very quickly economically as a nation. The debt's $1 trillion. The deficit is there, basically for good. There's no prospect of a surplus, for at least a decade.
Well, mate, it's pity you haven't been back home in SA the last month. Our Treasurer Steve Mulligan's got RSI from signing cheques.
Well, they're all doing it. This is the trouble, and without being partisan, but, Labor's very good at it. And you've got Labor wall-to-wall across the country, state and federal. And Liberal opposition's an absolutely hopeless state, in terms of unfit to form government. And so it's been exacerbated by a lack of opposition, holding this sort of thing to account. And it's Victoria's the worst. I mean, and they're taxing everything that's not nailed down in Victoria now because they're broke. The ACT.
The weird thing too is you often hear the Liberal opposition here sometimes saying the government's not doing enough. The government should be spending more. It's always like this sort of consensus that money's an abstract concept.
It's this law of the jungle that took hold in COVID. The government pays for everything, and we haven't corrected. That sort of healthy respect for debt and deficit that we had during the Howard years has just gone out the window. You talk to the political parties, and you look at the last election. That was a spend-a-thon between Dutton and Albanese, and their pollsters were telling them, 80% of people don't care about debt and deficit. Well, this is where you get to when you don't care. You've got to start looking at new taxes, and then the squealing starts. So, we are. You can't. The way the country's living is completely beyond its means and completely unsustainable, both state and federal government. So that's why we're having this conversation.
Could I half-jokingly suggest that now that his relationship with Donald Trump's fallen apart, that maybe Elon Musk could move to Canberra for a few months and have a bit of a look at the way things are going?
I don't think that'll work.
Well,
it's not hard to fix. Just learn to say no.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Good stuff, Phil. As always, Phil Pirie, the National Political Editor for the Australian Financial Review.
Well, the next example of saying yes is coming up at 9:15 this morning because we've just got confirmation that is when we'll get details of the Port Pirie Near Star Smelter bailout package that New Star have asked for $45 million. It'll be state and federal contribution, we understand. So what proponent of what and how that comes together, we'll find out. But 9:15 this morning, you'll find out more. So stay listening to 5AA across the day. We'll bring you all those details. Between now and 9 o'clock, we want you to donate to the 5AA Undy Drive at 5AA.undydrive.com.au. 9 minutes remaining if you want to smeg kettle. Every donation of $20 or more puts you in the running. This will be the best raffle ticket you ever buy. $20 donation that could turn into an investment that pays back tenfold because these kettles are worth somewhere in the order of $200. Depends where you go to. The variation is high. Yeah, well, might as well. Thousands of someone.
Why not?
$250 I actually saw in some places online a moment ago. Let's check traffic and we'll come back with more on 5AA Breakfast, day 2 of the Undy Drive in just a moment. Enjoy your outdoor area all year round with an opening and closing roof designed, manufactured and installed locally by Louver House.
Morning there, slow in the usual spots this morning. The Southern Expressway slow inbound just near Majors Road for the ongoing works on the Southern Expressway at Otallaran Hill there. Also a little bit sluggish at the moment, Karata Park on South Road. Got works at Elizabeth to look out for. Main North Road near Fairfield Road. Speed down at 42 at Paradise. Darley Road near Leewood Road. Cameras, Dulwich Avenue, Dulwich and Chandler's Hill Road at Happy Valley. Level up your business with Mercedes-Benz Sprinter van from 69,900 drive away. Visit your local Mercedes-Benz retailer today. T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
At Buy Urban Bathrooms and Kitchens, the swear jar takes on a whole new meaning. It's about their pledge to do everything they can to make your bathroom or kitchen renovation experience the best it can possibly be. It's a commitment their entire business takes seriously, from their incredible design team through to their selections and tradespeople. Every person at Buy Urban is invested. They swear by it. Buy Urban Bathrooms and Kitchens, Adelaide's home renovation experts.
Direct from sellout tours across the world, the Simon & Garfunkel story returns to Australia. Featuring all their classic hits in a moving and powerful show.
Within the sound of silence.
Don't miss the Simon & Garfunkel story. 2 shows, 3 p.m. and 7 p.m, Norwood Concert Hall, Wednesday, August 20. Book now at Ticketek.
Now, picture this. You finally arrive at your hotel after a long day of planes, trains and terminal coffee. The guy at reception gives you a friendly smiley, hands you the keys. He says, enjoy your stay. Then you head upstairs, open the door and instantly regret everything.
Now it happens, and more often than you'd think. The bed looks like it hasn't been touched since the 90s. There's no sign of the window you definitely saw in the photos, and then there's the smell.
Oh, dear. Yep, you can skip this kind of holiday horror altogether by booking with RAA's trusted travel agents. From the moment you sit down with them, you'll feel like you're in a safe and experienced hands.
That's right. Whether it's flights, accommodation, tours or even cruises, they'll tailor a package just for you.
That's right. So book an appointment with RAA Travel Agents to elevate your holiday. RAA, it's better to be a member.
Your old hot water system can drive as much as 40% of your energy bill. Fortunately, you can upgrade to something that's 70% cheaper to run thanks to Right Price. They're the leaders in heat pumps and installation. Now's the time to upgrade and save money on a more efficient hot water system and take advantage of government incentives and free installation. Reduce your energy costs today with a heat pump from Right Price. Make the switch with Right Price Hot Water.
At Right Price, heating and cooling, you can get the price right at Right Price.
5AA Breakfast is streaming live right now. To watch, simply head to 5AA on Facebook or YouTube. It's game on at Hyundai with offers on new and demonstrator models. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings. 5AA Breakfast.
5 to 8, big day in our courts today. Big day in the history of South Australia because this is a day that I think is going to challenge a lot of people. James Vlasakis, the youngest of the Snowtown killers, could find out today whether he's going to be released from prison on parole. You go back to when the Snowtown story first broke. Jeremy Pudney was reporting on that story then. He's the 9 News director now. He subsequently wrote a fantastic book about it as well, Snowtown, the Bodies in Barrels Murders. And he joins us now on 5AA Breakfast. Jeremy, good morning. Thanks for joining us. I just want to ask you first and foremost, because I know intellectually and as a reporter you knew this day was probably coming, but having been there and lived through it, is it sort of surreal that we actually got here?
Yeah, I think it is, and it's hard to believe that that much time has gone past, and also that there's a prospect that I think one of the killers involved in this could, walk from jail. But, in the case of James Vlasakis, who is applying for parole today, we believe, or appearing before the parole board today, there was lots of mitigating circumstances, which is hard for some people to fathom, I guess, but that was taken into account when he was sentenced and given a non-parole period.
Do you think, Jeremy, knowing the case as well as you do, that the evidence that the police amassed and the fact that they were tipped off about what was going on, how important was Vlasakis' role in that, and is that one of the reasons why we're here having this conversation today?
Yeah, it is. It was very important. I mean, the police didn't expect entirely what they found when they walked into the bank vault in Snowtown all those years ago. More bodies than they were expecting, and it was really the beginning of an investigation, to a large degree. And what happened was in the subsequent weeks was that, Vlasakis turned witness and gave the police essentially a roadmap to everything that had happened, the murders he'd been involved in, but also what he knew about the other murders, what had been told to him. And that really did advance the police investigation and arguably resulted in convictions maybe in some of them where it wouldn't have happened otherwise.
Mm. Hey, in the movie Snowtown, he's portrayed as this sort of innocent, like he's the story is told through him. Is that too sympathetic a portrayal, do you think? Because I ask the question because for a lot of people that might be their main sort of sense of who this person is.
I think it is too sympathetic. At the end of the day, he was convicted of murdering 4 people or being a part of a group of people that murdered 4 people. And really, in plenty of places around the world, including, Australia at times, if you murder 4 people, you never see the light of day. This was really about the fact that he'd fallen under the control of his stepfather, John Bunting, who was the ringleader and the primary killer, if you like. He was so young, he was drug affected, he came from a background of abuse, and he was really manipulated, and then he became the star witness. And really that's the only reason a non-parole period was set, the only reason he gets a shot at freedom. But yeah, I can understand why a lot of people think that that's probably shouldn't happen at all, or it shouldn't happen so soon.
Do you know, is his mum still alive?
No, she's not. No, she died some years ago now. She was obviously with John Bunting for a long time, and that's how he came to be under Bunting's control.
What would happen to Vlasakis? Where would he live if he gets let out?
Well, that's a good question. They're questions that the parole board will need to consider. And I get...
They're also questions the parole board probably won't answer.
It's hard to know what the parole board will and won't answer. But we're hoping for a degree of transparency here. But they do have to take into consideration what's best for the community. And we all know, obviously, they also take into consideration what's best for Flasakis, and maybe, the hope that he can, be on the straight and narrow when he gets parole, if that happens this time around. This is the first time he's eligible for parole. Of course, there is the possibility it's denied and he applies again, I guess, next year.
Well, as we've said before, hopefully he's all better now. Unbelievable. Great talking to you, Jeremy.
Hey, before I go, can I just say, as a competitor of Channel 7, everyone over here is pretty excited about Will and Rosanna's performance that's coming up. And
this is a big day for you guys, Jeremy.
I just want you to know that we have more team members listening to 5AA Breakfast than ever before today.
I'll give you a hint. You can run this as a promo, and I think it'll be game over in Adelaide from this point on. So,
mate, this might be your first story tonight on 9 News.
We will probably lead with it. We will, depending on how it goes. But we do support the great cause, and I really admire Graham's bravery earlier.
I tell you what, you can use it however for whatever nasty means you'd like, Jeremy. Can you if you guys make a donation, you can do whatever the hell you want with it. Jeremy Butler, the 9 News Adelaide director and author of that terrific book on Snowtown as well. He was there, one of the first reporters on the scene when the whole thing broke all those years ago. All right, 5AA News Time.
One story I'm really glad not to have covered at all.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Breaking 8 coming up next.
The very latest news and information. This is 5AA News, always Adelaide.
A shower or two and 15 today with the 8 o'clock news. Good morning, I'm Mel Usher.
Chipped windscreen? RAA approved repairer Complete Windscreens repairs it from just $99. Find the big red koala.
After spending more than 2 decades behind bars, one of the Snowtown killers could be granted parole as early as today. James Flasakis was convicted for his role in 4 of the 11 murders in the notorious 1990s case. The youngest of the Snowtown killers, he's now aged in his 40s and is currently in a low-security prison. Snowtown accomplice Mark Hayden was released into the community in April last year after serving 25 years. A kitchen fire has left a significant damage bill to a house on the Esplanade at Seacliff. Nicole Bradley from the MFS says they were called around midnight.
The fire was accidental, causing an estimated damage of $150,000. With colder nights upon us, the MFS would like to remind the public not to overheat wheat bags and always follow the manufacturer's instructions.
And there's been a commercial fire on the northern end of Undy Road. Crews were called to a building at Parkside around 3:30 with flames coming from the roof. Details will be confirmed this morning of a multi-million-dollar government rescue package for the Port Pirie Smelter. The announcement will be made at 9:15. Around 900 jobs are at stake, and Neostar has asked for $45 million over 2 years to carry out a feasibility study and help fund maintenance work at the 135-year-old plant. Premier Peter Malinauskas says the goal is long-term sustainability, not just a short-term bailout. A major change could be on the way, affecting how Australians receive a passport. The majority of the application process may be moved online instead of at the local post office. Angela Cramp from Licensed Post Officers says the changes are expected within the year, but it's concerning for those who rely on face-to-face interactions.
It's a very stressful process for people as it is. Like most people that come to the counter are fairly jittery because they're worried they've got the wrong documents or they're not going to get their passport.
Weather warnings are in place for millions of people across the UK as Storm Flores wreaks havoc. Hannah Sinclair has more.
Dozens of flights to and from British airports have been grounded as Storm Flores hits, and one plane's landing was pretty bumpy. A Jet2 flight swaying from side to side amid strong winds before touching down at Leeds Bradford Airport. Passengers on board no doubt breathing a sigh of relief as the wheels hit the ground. Wind gusts of up to 196 kilometres per hour have been recorded in the Scottish Highlands as vehicles were blown over and tens of thousands of people left without power. There is a danger to life amber weather warning in place for most of Scotland, with millions of people told to batten down the hatches.
In the US, Sean Diddy Combs has been denied bail again as he awaits sentencing for sex trafficking offences. The judge found that there were no exceptional reasons to release the rapper before his sentencing in October. Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Gliderol Garage Doors, adding strength, style and safety to your home. Gliderol.com.au.
Here's Tom Wren.
Thank you, Mel. Adelaide is reportedly making a play for Essendon ruckman Sam Draper, as he's also being heavily courted by Brisbane. The Age is reporting Crows coach Matthew Nicks called Draper to let him know he's a high priority. Draper is about to become an unrestricted free agent, and the Bombers are also trying to convince him to re-sign. Meantime, the Crows and Port Adelaide players will hit the training track this morning as they prepare for their respective round 22 matches this weekend. Adelaide will head west to take on West Coast in Perth on Sunday. There's much interest in whether they'll rest any senior players, in particular Taylor Walker. And the Power will be keeping a close eye on Jace Burgoyne after he hurt his ankle in the 88-point loss against Geelong. Well, England and India's fiery Test series has finished drawn at 2 games apiece after a dramatic end to the 5th Test at the Oval. The home side needed just 35 runs for victory on the final day with 4 wickets in hand, but they fell 7 runs short. England even sent out Chris Wokes to bat with his arm in a sling. Indian quick Mohammad Siraj took the final wicket, his 9th of the match, as heard on Fox Cricket.
And would you believe it? It is Mohammad Siraj. He finishes the game. It is a famous win for India.
Amazing series. And in some tennis to finish, Aussie Alexei Popyrin will take on Alexander Zverev in their quarterfinal clash at the Canadian Open in the next hour. Fellow Aussie Alex de Minaur's also into the quarterfinals. He'll be playing tomorrow, though, against American Ben Shelton. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Now checking 5AA traffic.
Switch and save on your car service and repairs. Call 1300 Automasters.
Morning there. She is looking pretty good for the running today. We're accident breakdown free, which is nice. Getting a little bit busy out the Southern Expressway to Halloran Hill. That's for those works near Majors Road for the new on and off ramps. Do have boom grades playing up at Osborne, a bit out of the way. Shouldn't give you too many headaches. Solvay Road near Mersey Road. And it is getting a bit sluggish. Maureen Road at the Anzac Highway intersection for that intersection upgrade. Got to thank Trev the Milky too for letting us know there's a camera setting up right now on FIVEAA Terrace at North Adelaide. Start your journey with a Mercedes-Benz SUV. Save from $15,000 on select GLS models. Visit your nearest retailer today. Limited time only. T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA forecast, 15 with a shower or 2 for your Tuesday. Showers easing tomorrow, 15. Thursday, cloudy and 16. Friday, partly cloudy, 16. Right now, it's 10 degrees on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Here's another top tyre tip from Tyre Power. Rotating the tyres on your car is just as important as a wheel alignment. It helps your tyres to wear evenly, so they'll last longer. Visit tyrepower.com.au or call 13 21 91 for your local independent owner.
Today I'm talking to Tracy, who's one of Arbor Vitae's many happy customers. Hi.
Hello, Lee.
When did you start taking Arbor Vitae and what for?
I'm a cake maker by trade and suffered with sore hands for years, which is a common issue for my fellow bakers. A friend suggested I tried Arbor Vitae and I can't believe how well it's worked for me.
What benefits have you noticed from Arbor Vitae?
It's like a magic potion. I'm able to work with no pain. No stretch of the truth. It's worked so well for me.
Are you happy to recommend Arbor Vitae? And what would you tell our listeners about this product?
Absolutely. And I'd say to them that I felt my pain reside after the second bottle. So if you do try it and don't feel any changes from the first bottle, stick with it. It's also got a great berry-like flavour, which makes it easy to consume.
It's wonderful to hear how much of a positive impact it has had on your life. Thank you for your time, Tracy. Remember, for more information, visit arborvitae.com.au, arborvitae.com.au, stocked in chemists and health food stores. And remember, always read the label and follow the directions for use.
If you need to fix your pipes, call Precise. Call Precise. If your toilet's blocking up, call Precise. Call Precise. If your lights aren't turning on, or your hot water is gone, or a plumber or an electrician, call Precise. Precise.
Precise Plumbing and Electrical. Call 1300 700 200. That's 1300 700 200. For fixed price services, call Precise.
For a plumber or an electrician, call Precise. Call Precise.
Hi, Brett Ibbott here for Mawson Lakes Mazda. OK, the end of financial year might be done and dusted, but at Mawson Lakes Mazda, the deals aren't. All makes, models and colours are being cleared, no exceptions. And there's a huge range of low-K demos all ready for immediate delivery. Plus, you'll get free on roads, free stamp duty, free 12 months rego and $500 worth of accessories. Mawson Lakes Mazda, Salisbury Highway, T's and C's apply.
Today we're learning more about Holistic Care SA. We have a big fan here. Maggie, walk us through your journey with Holistic Care SA.
Harley has several disabilities. He's gotten to an age where he had to live independently. Many times we've had other providers who have not kept in contact with us. With Holistic Care, they're in contact with us just about every day, letting us know what's going on, what the challenges are that Harley has.
So what changes have you seen since your stepson's been in supported independent living with Holistic Care SA?
Oh, it's amazing. He's able to do photography, bowling, cooking. He goes out with his carers to all different places. He's just changed, a grown person, still with that assistance, but he's able to live independently.
As Tracy, the founder of Holistic Care SA, says, everyone deserves the chance to become who they're meant to be. For a friendly chat about supported independent living, visit holisticcaresa.com.au.
Streaming live via the 5AA Player app on DAB Digital Radio and on 1395 AM. This is 5AA, always Adelaide.
It's game on at Hyundai with offers on new and demonstrator models. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
10 minutes after 8, congratulations to Martin Pryor, who donated in the last hour. And Martin is the now new proud owner of a Smeg kettle. This hour, for every donation, $20 and over, everyone is in the running to win a $500 Ocean Bar and Kitchen voucher. That's a pretty good night out.
That is a great night out.
Ocean Bar and Kitchen's awesome. Every delicious Italian and seafood dishes with unbeatable views of Henley Beach at Ocean Bar and Kitchen. Henley Beach, it's above the Surf Lifesaving Club there. I think a lot of people go to Henley Square and see, the Surf Lifesaving Club. There's this cracking Italian, sort of modern Italian style restaurant at the top of it that people need to go to.
It's one of those places, the view's so good, you'd go there just to eat a Chico roll, let alone...
look at the food.
It's on
the live stream.
That's not to disparage Chico rolls. They're terrific. But
Facebook and YouTube live stream.
A little bit classier and more sophisticated there at Ocean Bar.
$500.
Yeah, that's a good night out.
Almost, you know what that's almost?
Be getting an Uber to that one.
That's the start of some sort of end-of-year Christmas celebration for small businesses and so forth.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you're one of those, maybe you'd like to win it. Make us a donation. Catherine House in the Hutt Street Center, right through until 9 o'clock this morning.
It's time for breaking at 8,
It is indeed time for breaking at 8. Let's do it.
Well, we're expecting to find out within possibly as soon as the next hour or so exactly what the parameters are of the state and federal government's assistance package are for the Near Star Smelter in Port Pirie. To flesh that out ahead of the announcement, we're joined now by the Minister for Energy and Mining, Tom Koutsantonis. Minister, good morning and thanks for your time. You probably don't want to steal your own thunder too much on this, but Near Star are asking for $45 million. Is that sort of going to be the ballpark figure, do you think?
Look, I don't want to go into the details of what's going to be announced later today, but I thought what I could give you is a brief discussion about what it is we're attempting to maintain in Pirie.
Yeah, great.
Multi-metals foundries might sound like an old industry, but lead smelting is critical to future metals. Metals that have military applications, that have scientific applications, metals that are very rare and difficult to get. And I suppose the counterfactual that I want your listeners to have in the back of their minds when they see what we're about to announce later on today is how could Australia produce, or how could the Western world produce these critical metals without a lead smelter? And if you need a lead smelter to build these, to manufacture these critical metals that do have these military applications, where could we possibly build a modern-day lead smelter today? Or where would you get the permission to build a lead smelter today? And the truth is, you've got these foundries, you've got these smelters, you've got this advanced workforce in a city like Port Pirie. They're critical not only for the city, but for the nation, and more importantly, for sort of the Western world, to make sure we don't have a monopoly of these critical metals in one country. And what's occurring right now is you've got countries like China, which are deliberately using their balance sheet to bankrupt Western smelters. And these smelters are producing critical metals that have very, very sensitive applications And if we don't protect them, we'll be entirely reliant on their import from China.
But does that mean that we've sort of raised the white flag about China's tactics? I mean, Albo was up there a few weeks ago. I don't know if there's any levers we can pull before the World Trade Organisation, but it feels like if China's acting in a way that is borderline reprehensible on this front by deliberately, as you say, trying to destroy smelters like Nearstar, how is it that the taxpayers have to come charging in on their white steed and fix the problem when maybe we should be saying to China, you got to cut this out?
Look, China will act in its national interests, and the Western world and liberal democracies have to band together and act in their interests. And like we always have in the past, when it comes to our critical interests and our strategic needs, we'll act independently. And the Australian government and the South Australian government and the Tasmanian government are keen to make sure that this country can continue to manufacture critical metals. So, you know, the critical metals that come out of lead smelting have applications across broad aspects of things that we need, whether it's things like semiconductors or military applications. These critical metals are very, very hard to get. And if we allow them to coalesce in one country and that country has a monopoly and then we ever critically need these metals quickly and we can't get them, we're at a massive disadvantage.
What's to say that, though, we won't, I don't know if you use the term bailout, but it looks like a bailout. If we bail them out once, why, if China's going to continue to act this way, why won't we be in the same position again in 2 or 3 years' time?
I don't think you can consider it a bailout because the value of these metals is tremendous. I mean, we're talking, you know, we're not talking $150 a tonne, which is called peak pricing for iron ore. We're talking, you know, tens of thousands of dollars a tonne. So making sure we have the capability, maintaining that capability in-house is very, very important for Australia's strategic geopolitical needs. And this isn't just about Adelaide or South Australia. There are a number of smelters across the country, whether it's Queensland, New South Wales, Victoria. All of our capacity to manufacture metals, from copper to aluminium to lead and zinc and other critical sort of those rare exotic metals, that's under threat. And as a country, we have to protect those. So this isn't a bailout for Nearstar. This is a national strategy to protect our capacity to make these critical metals.
Tom Keats-Antonis, the Minister for Energy and Mining, thanks for joining us this morning. So the announcement's about 9:15, I think. We'll have all the details on that later in the day.
It's a big morning for announcements. So that announcement's happening in an hour's time. As we speak, a press conference is about to start in Canberra, fronted by Richard Marles, the Defence Minister, and Pat Conroy as well, which we imagine they're about to announce the new frigate deal that has been struck with Japan, reported in Japanese media overnight. 11 new frigates, as detailed in the Surface Review that was just over a year old now. The Megami-class frigate, I thought three of which will be built there.
I thought you said origami.
Not origami. I hope they're a bit more... I hope there's a bit more mustard to them than origami.
Yeah, that's right. Can you do origami?
You've actually struck on an unfortunate headline-style nickname in the event that they don't crack up. They don't turn out to be what they're cracked up to be.
Right.
The Megami class. No, we hope they're excellent because we've bought 11 of them at tens of billions of dollars. So 3 to be built overseas, 8 to be built in Western Australia. All right, we're going to check traffic and come back with more from the Undy Drive in just a moment.
More. Oh, well, yeah, but you got to get on the live stream, folks. Check Will out. He looks like Harry Connick Jr. He's got the tux on. It's like the Rat Pack's taken over the studio here.
It'll be just like that. It'll be indistinguishable from Sinatra and Sammy Davis Jr. and Dean Martin. All right, let's check traffic. Enjoy your outdoor area all year round with an opening and closing roof designed, manufactured and installed locally by Louver House.
Morning there at Fullerton. Reports of a breakdown. Glen Osmond Road near the Fullerton Road intersection. Certainly seeing delays inbound through there at the moment. Boomgate's playing up at Osborne. Solvay Road near Mercy Road. Getting busy at Paradise. Darley Road near Leewood Road. And slow for works at Penfield. North-south motorway near the Northern Expressway ramp. Cameras Fullerton Road and the Parklands, and got one right now, the FIVEAA Terrace at North Adelaide. Red hot 2-for-1 Asia cruises have docked at Flight Centre. Double the fun for half the price. Hurry, on sale until August 17. Book now at Flight Centre. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA Sports Show. Rowie and Timmy G.
I could not be any more up. We blew that lip to the Shays and Housen Friday night. Gave a team a 5-goal head start and still won. Right now, as we sit here today, we are top. They're in the premiership window. Now, officially, they're up to their eyeballs in this season.
Yeah. The 5AA Sports Show.
You can't ignore that now. Top of the wuzzer.
Weekdays from 4 p.m. on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Deliver more with Toyota, the world's #1 forklift brand. Choose from a great range including pallet jacks, walkie stackers and reach forklifts, right up to their leading Toyota counterbalance forklifts. Legendary reliability and safety with cleaner, greener electric options. Toyota can tailor the right forklift solution for you. It's all part of the Toyota Forklift Advantage. For more, visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Get a Toyota forklift.
It's not just a dream home. It's next level. Next level for the Hospital Research Foundation Home Lottery means a $4.6 million grand prize in Walkerville. Next level design and furnishings in a single-storey, 4-bedroom masterpiece with incredible indoor and outdoor living, fully landscaped backyard and swimming pool ready for summer. You really need to check it out. Level up and get your tickets now at homelottery.com.au. Licence M14784.
Imagine coming home to find your front door wide open. This is a serious ad, David. Let's not make... This is Camtech. They're a great company.
It will be harder to take it seriously if you weren't dressed as Kenny Rogers, Will.
I've got to take off my fake Kenny Rogers beard and read this excellent ad for this wonderful local company.
Let's do it from the top.
All right. Imagine coming home to find your front door wide open or the windows smashed. Terrible thought, but it happens every day in all kinds of suburbs.
I know. What about these statistics? In 2023-24, SA saw roughly 11,600 households experience a break-in. That's around 970 a month, and another 10,400 attempted entries. To put the odds back in your favour, get in touch with a local security company called Camtech.
Do you reckon Camtech get this one back, money back on this one?
I think so.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Camtech can design and install the very latest security system that works perfectly for you, including smart cameras, real-time alerts and local support. There's no gimmicks. Look at me. No lock-ins.
Imagine being burgled by someone disguised as Kenny Rogers. If you already have a security system but it's several years old, it's important to remember that technology has advanced significantly, so your system may not be up to scratch with today's criminals.
Visit camtech.net.au, or better still, head into their dedicated showroom at 296 North East Road, Clemzig.
Hi, Daniel Talley here, General Manager of Home. That's HAUME. Sometimes renovating an older home built before the 90s is just not worth the hassle, time or the cost. Instead, we buy your home as it is and give you as much time as you need to find your new dream home. We don't charge fees, there's no advertising costs or commissions. We just make the process of selling your home easy. Look out for a letter from us in your mailbox or visit home.com.au. That's HAUME.com.au.
Rosanna Mangiarelli here from 7 News. Join me and Will Goodings for Adelaide's leading news hour, 7 News, tonight at 6 o'clock.
It's game on at Hyundai with offers on new and demonstrator models. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
It's 8:22. Welcome back. I like pretending that I'm the anchor of this program. I never get to do it. And frankly, I feel like I've been hiding the light under a bushel. In news just to hand, we're hearing reports that Simon Goodwin has been relieved of his duties as the coach of the Melbourne Football Club. But more importantly, folks,
I'm glad that breaking news wasn't serious. Could you imagine if there'd been some sort of terror attack somewhere in the world and we had to provide up-to-date commentary on it?
Right. Joining us now for his special thoughts on this tragic situation, a man dressed as Kenny Rogers. Will, joined by his excellent co-host from Channel 7, Rosanna Mangiarelli.
Not excellent this morning, Pembo.
You guys are looking great. Or should I call you Dolly?
Probably, with this ghastly wig on.
I look like the kind of department store Santa Claus that'll get, stopped on entry. They'll be like, has this guy...
Do you know what you look like?
We've done all the right background checks on this guy.
You look like an inflatable male doll from the 1970s with that sort of stilted 70s retro beard.
At least he's got his beard on the right way.
Yeah, I know. I had it upside down. Rosanna had to help me out. I look like, you know when Tim Allen's in the Santa Claus and he gets really fat? That's what I look like.
All right. Now, Rosanna, you're a bit of a, as you said before, You've got more runs on the board karaoke-wise than Will.
Yeah,
haven't you?
okay, but we did establish that was at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
And at that time,
I had to Google the song in the break because I didn't know what it was.
I got to say, it's one of my faves. I don't mind the song at all. I like a bit of Kenny Rogers, love a bit of Dolly Parton.
Yep.
But
I thought it was Kenny Loggins at one point. I thought we were doing Danger Zone.
Footloose, mate.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
right. Okay.
Yeah. But last thing, sometimes at 3 o'clock in the morning after a Christmas show, I call La Listen.
La Listen.
Yeah, and let's just hope not too many people are listening this morning, though.
Well, there's a few.
Me. This is terrible.
Doing his vocal
So we got the
exercises.
lyrics coming up on the screen, I hope.
Tip of the tongue, the mouth, the teeth.
You're a performer, Will.
All right. Without any further ado, here we go. Islands of Distress.
Oh, yes. Where are the words?
Coming up. Go.
Baby, when I
That's
met
you.
you, there was peace unknown. I set out to get you with a fine tooth comb. Something inside, there was something going on. You do something to me that I can't explain. Hold me closer and I feel no pain. Every beat of my heart, we got something going on.
I need to be way higher. I can't hear myself.
Tender love is blind. It requires a dedication. All this love we feel needs no conversation. We ride it together. From one love to another. Highlands in the stream. Oh, that is what we are. No one in between. How could we be wrong? Sail away with me to another world, and we rely on each other. From one lover to another. I can't live without you if the love was gone. Everything is nothing if you got no one. You're just walking the night, slowly losing sight of the real thing.
Don't give up on me, Will.
No, is this me too?
I don't know.
But that won't happen to us, and we got no doubt. Too deep in love, and we got nowhere out. And the message is clear. This could be the year for the real thing.
Shout out Russell Morris.
No more will you cry. Baby, I will hurt you never. We stand as one in love forever. We can ride it together. In love with each other. Islands in the stream. That is what we are. No one in between. How can we be wrong? Sail away with me to another world, and we rely on each other. Oh, from one lover to another. Let this end. Is that it?
Bring it home.
Is there more?
Sail away.
Sail away. Sail away.
Oh, sail away with me. Islands in the stream, that is what we are. No one in between. How can we be wrong? Sail away with me to another world, and we rely on each other.
He's gone rogue.
Another
Is
one.
that good?
It was superb.
Christmas album 2025.
Yeah. Will and Rosanna sing the hits.
When are we doing it for real?
That was really, really good, guys.
Yeah.
I thought you got a little bit weird at the end there, Will. You were what the Spaniards call duende. You were feeling it a little bit too much.
I didn't know what was happening.
Right, you were nailing it,
I think
Rosanna.
that's one too many champagnes for
blanked
him,
out.
wasn't it? Oh, gosh.
I think Will has had a couple of Negronis.
Look, let's just hope it's raised some cash, that's all.
That was brilliant. That was brilliant. Great work, guys. Well done. And thanks for all the donations.
Is it the best Beechwood home ever made? Possibly, but there's always more to come from Beechwood. Introducing the Caliente, now open for viewing. The Caliente is a multi-level masterpiece of design, innovation and style. Taking inspiration from Palm Springs in California, it's definitely a conversation starter. The team at Beechwood can't wait for you to see it at 10 Simon Crescent, Craigburn Farm. Open Saturdays and Sundays, 1 to 4:30 p.m. Life's good. It's even better in a Beechwood home.
Margie loves it when people comment on her garden.
I love your roses, Margie.
As a keen gardener for many years, it fills her heart with pride and joy.
Just stunning, Margie.
And at Anglicare SA, it warms our hearts to let Margie take all the credit. Anglicare SA's home and community services for seniors can be tailored to anything you need, whether it's personal care, shopping, coordination and clinical services, or gardening. For more, visit anglicaresa.com.au.
It can happen at any time, more often than you think. Suddenly, through illness or accident, you could lose the capacity to manage your financial or personal affairs. What happens next? Who makes medical or health decisions? Who controls the family trust? From the simplest to the most complex wills and estate plans, Donlan Lawyers will answer your questions and help carry out your wishes. For wills and estate planning, visit donlanlawyers.com, Hindmarsh Square, Adelaide, and Ocean Street, Victor Harbour.
Some things are worth waiting for, like tickets to your favourite concert, waiting for a nice bottle of Red to breathe, or waiting for the kids to finally unpack the dishwasher. But waiting to get your air conditioner serviced just before summer or winter really hits? It's just not worth the pain. Get in touch with Morford Air now for servicing or a new system. Put it at the top of your to-do list. When it's too hot or cold to bear, reach for the Morford Air. morfordair.com.au.
Morford Air. 5AA Breakfast is streaming live right now. To watch, simply head to 5AA on Facebook or YouTube.
This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
A shower or two and 15 today with the 8:30 news. I'm Mel Usher.
Make RAA-approved windscreen repairer, Complete Windscreens, your insurer repairer of choice. Visit completewindscreens.com.au.
The Snowtown murders are back in the spotlight. James Vlasakis, convicted for his role in 4 of the 11 murders, has an application for release which could be granted by the parole board as early as today. News Director at 9, Jeremy Pudney, wrote a book about the case. He says Vlasakis played a key role in the trial. Vlasakis turned witness and gave the police essentially a roadmap to everything that had happened, the murders he'd been involved in, but also what he knew about the other murders, what had been told to him. And that really did advance the police investigation and arguably resulted in convictions maybe in some of them where it wouldn't have happened otherwise. Snowtown accomplice Mark Hayden was released last year after serving 25 years behind bars. A man has been arrested after a hit run at North Adelaide. Emergency services were called to Sir Edwin Smith Avenue around 6:30 last night to reports a Honda sedan had mounted the curb, driven through a red light and crashed into another vehicle and then left the scene. Following investigations, police attended the registered owner's address and spoke with the driver. The 32-year-old from Modbury has been charged with a string of offences, including failing to submit to breath analysis, due care and failing to answer questions. He'll front court at a later date. There's been a commercial fire on Undy Road at Parkside. Nicole Bradley from the MFS says they were called around 3:30 this morning.
Quick action from firefighters prevented the fire from spreading to neighbouring properties. Fire investigators will attend the scene later today to determine the cause and damage.
There was also a house fire on the Esplanade at Seacliff, causing $150,000 damage. A Japanese company has won a contract to build $10 billion worth of warships for Australia. Mitsubishi Heavy Industries beat out a German-based enterprise for the agreement. 11 new vessels will be built to replace the Anzac-class frigates. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is reportedly looking to order a full takeover of Gaza. The Times of Israel reporting ministers have been told the Israeli leader will seek cabinet backing for the plan, despite objections from within the IDF. Israel already controls around 75% of Gaza and will take over the remaining areas under the plan. Posting earlier on social media, the Israeli leader says it'll allow aid to be delivered without being interfered with by Hamas.
To alleviate any possibility of hunger or the appearance of hunger. We're committed to doing this, just as we're committing to free Gaza from the tyranny of these terrorists. And many Gazans come to us and they say, help us be free. Help us be free of Hamas.
Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Colours, custom design, any house, any style. Gliderol Garage Doors. Gliderol.com.au.
Breaking news, Tom Wren.
Yeah, absolutely, Mel. Melbourne has reportedly sacked Simon Goodwin with a year to run on his contract. The Herald Sun reporting the 2021 Premiership coach was told by the club last night. It comes as the Demons prepare to miss out on finals for a second year in a row. Let's get to other football. Adelaide defender Josh Worrell is confident his shoulder will be okay after hurting it late in the game against Hawthorn. Worrell desperately tackled Hawks midfielder Connor Nash in a lunging tackle, and he's told Rowie and Timmy G he's hopeful it will be okay.
The shoulder's all good. It's definitely a bit sore, but when I did, I was like, oh, geez, that doesn't feel right. But no, it's not too bad. I think it was just a little stinger, so I should be right.
Scans have revealed Fremantle midfielder Hayden Young has avoided serious injury. The 24-year-old sustained the injury early in Sunday's win over Carlton and was subbed off. The midfielder has been diagnosed with an adductor strain and will miss at least one match. And Gold Coast young gun Ethan Reid has been recognised for a breakout game against Richmond with the Round 21 Rising Star nomination. Reid booted 2 goals and picked up 13 touches. Let's get to cricket. India's beaten England in a classic test match at the Oval after holding on to win by just 6 runs. Needing 35 to win with 4 wickets in hand on the final day, the home side blasted 2 fours with the opening 2 balls but then lost regular wickets. The 5-match series ended up being all square at 2-all. And Tottenham star Son Heung-min is expected to join Los Angeles FC for a record fee for the MLS. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Now checking 5AA traffic.
Switch and save on your car service and repairs. Call 1300 Automasters.
Bedford Park, a crash at Southern Expressway near Aylifs Road. Car stuck in the right-hand lane there. It's affecting outbound. Fullerton reports of a breakdown. Glen Osmond Road near the Fullerton Road intersection. Certainly seeing big delays inbound through there at the moment. And Osborne Boomgate's playing up Solvay Road near Mercy Road. Getting busy at South Road at Edwardstown with a camera right now. Lefevre Terrace at North Adelaide. At Spotlight's mega sale, save 30% off in-store and online. Hurry, must end tomorrow. At Spotlight, it's what you make it. Excludes items marked hot buy and clearance. T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA forecast, a shower or 2 today, looking for a top of 15. Showers easing tomorrow, 15. Thursday, cloudy and 16. Friday, partly cloudy, 16. Right now, it's 10 degrees on 5AA, always Adelaide.
Trust FIVEAA, your local independent SA family liquor store to have whatever you fancy. They've been recommending great wine, spirits and beers now for 50 years. A lot has changed, but you can still discover great labels from far and wide. And they've always been champions for the many great winemakers, distillers and brewers right here. Trust 3 generations of experience. Trust FIVEAA, your local independent SA family liquor store since 1975. 50 years of offering whatever you fancy.
It's game on at Hyundai with offers on new and demonstrator models. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
23 minutes to 9. I don't know how I go back to normal life after that.
Oh, mate, you nailed it. Seriously, that was... See, you... I don't know why you don't do it. You know, I'm being serious. You should do karaoke.
That's what the people want.
No,
I've seen the text line, David.
You totally entered...
You know, I had this moment.
You're in the zone.
Whilst I was there performing in between blacking out, where I had this memory of me first getting into radio, and I thought my radio hero was Neil Mitchell. And I thought, I'd love to be like that one day, doing serious interviews and, you know, breaking stories.
Asking yourself, what would Neil
asking
Mitchell
the hard
do?
questions. And I thought of that as I was wearing a fake white beard, pretending to be Kenny Rogers. The other thing that was great...
well, Neil Mitchell wore a white beard.
He actually had a beard.
Career.
Yes, very similar. My wife has been on maternity leave she was a couple of years. She's just got back to work and she's just started listening back to the show. She just tuned in this morning to be greeted with that.
What was her review?
I think she's glad she didn't take my last name. I bet I can tell you that much.
Yeah, that's right. Do you know that Will Goodings guy? Oh yeah, the one on TV.
You don't listen to that, do you?
I've seen him a few times. I think from the many texts I got from mates who were listening, my favourite came from Mike Dobbin from McGain Real Estate, who simply wrote, "After Will's performance, McGain have officially withdrawn the $5,000."
Mike, if you don't put the money back in, I'm going to do it again.
I reckon next year they're going to donate 10 to make sure you don't come up with another duet.
We can do that.
Hey, look, it's been a tough few months for the good people of Whyalla, but this is an unadorned good news story, and it involves an absolutely wonderful company, Helping Hand. They specialise in aged care and residential care, and their CEO, Chris Stewart, joins us now. Chris, good morning. It's really good to be talking to you again, because we spoke a couple of years ago when this project was getting off the ground. But you've invested some $22 million in Whyalla to pull off the complete upgrade and redevelopment of an existing aged care facility. It's absolutely amazing. The number of rooms is going to increase from 115 to 123, but more importantly, there's a whole bunch of new services for the older people who live there. Congratulations, mate. Can I ask you first, though, how do you manage to do this in a logistical sense when you've still got the residents living there in the centre?
It's a great question, David, and really fantastic to be here again, and thanks for letting me come on the show and talk about this great story for Whyalla, especially given some of our regional towns like Whyalla, Pirie, really feeling it at the moment.
Yeah.
And we've got operations in many towns in the mid-north, and so we're thrilled to be able to share some of this news. The $22 million, it's a huge investment. There's actually 2 care homes in Whyalla that we run, and that's the only service that there is in Whyalla. So we're increasing rooms in both of the care homes. And you hit it on the head. How do we work around the residents? We've done this before. We've worked on care homes in metropolitan and country South Australia, and we just manage it really well. We build new wings, then we move the existing residents across the new wings, and then we fix up the rooms for where those residents left, and as we're going, we're increasing capacity, and we're doing it with great respect, and we work with excellent builders, Kennett's Builders. They're really sensitive to the environment, and but it's just very, very careful planning. It just takes a bit longer than you'd like to if you were starting from scratch.
Yeah. I reckon, Chris, one of the really important things with this, and sort of related but unrelated in a way, but we did a story earlier about palliative care services in regional areas, and there's a bit of a sort of almost like a presumption when you live in the city that services for older people will be available. Like, we know that there's a rest haven just around the corner. We know that there's aged care, there's residential care. But for people who've grown up in places like Whyalla, so important that they have options like this without feeling like they've got to leave the town that they've called home their entire lives.
Yeah, that's exactly right, David. And when the Whyalla Aged Care Service got itself into a bit of strife going back 4 years ago, we put our hand up and we worked with federal government to ensure that those services stayed alive. Because there was nothing else, and that would have been a social catastrophe for that town. So we saw the importance of that, and we worked with federal government and saved the service. And then with this further investment from the government and ourselves, we're now to add capacity because there is a wait list in Whyalla. People obviously want to stay in their own communities, and that's what we're all about. That's what our mission is all about, is allowing people to grow older in their own communities, which is why we operate in some of the areas that perhaps a lot of others don't necessarily want to go into, because we know how important it is for older people to age in their own communities. So yeah, it's a really great story. We're thrilled.
The other thing too, I reckon, Chris, would be the jobs component of it, because there'd be a lot of younger people in the Iron Triangle who might come to town, study at Uni SA, want to work in aged care, or maybe want to be occupational therapists or physios and so forth. And this creates jobs on the ground there that diversify the workforce in a place like Whyalla from a traditional sort of, blue-collar steel-making type stuff.
100%. And, again, just going back to some of the stories you guys have been covering recently with the Whyalla and the Port Pirie smelter and steelworks, these are important industries, but often what you'll see is that there's often couples or younger families that work there, want to work in the heavy industry, want to often work in the hospital or the aged care system, such that we're the second or third biggest employer up in Whyalla. So it's so it's a huge responsibility, and so having the staff have options. And one of the things that we're thrilled about having done in Whyalla just recently is we've embedded ourselves in that community. We formed great relationships with the council, who have been incredibly supportive, I must say, and also the University of South Australia. And we're really pleased to announce that we've just sponsored some scholarships in the Whyalla University of South Australia for occupational therapists, physiotherapists to study with some financial support, and then that will encourage them to do placements and work in the aged care setting as well, which never ceases to amaze me. People have the perceptions about aged care, but when they actually get into it, they realise how rewarding it is as a career, and especially lots of young people. I was talking to a young bloke the other day, real fit, sporty kid, and he initially got into physio thinking, this would be great to do sports, but then he did a placement in aged care and he just loves it and now wants to make that his career. So, it's a good story.
It certainly is. It's a good story all round. Chris Stewart, the CEO of Helping Hand Aged Care. Thanks for talking to us this morning, Chris.
Some good news coming through on the Undy Drive website as well. In fact, the donations are coming in so quick, we haven't had time to tally them. So if you've donated and you're thinking, where's my shout out? We will get to you. We're just having struggled with keeping up at the moment. 5UndyDrive.com.au. With every donation this hour of $20 or more going in the running to win a $500 Ocean Bar and Kitchen voucher. Enjoy delicious Italian and seafood dishes with unbeatable views of Henley Beach at Ocean Bar and Kitchen, Henley Beach, above the Surf Lifesaving Club. It's an ideal spot, and the food is just sensational. So keep those donations coming in, $20 or more.
I put my $50 in because Will said Pea Super before. Will's had quite an hour here on the show.
I mean, is there anything left?
Not really.
Is there anything left? I might as well.
He's doing a nudie run around Hurdle Square.
Last year after the ribbons, I thought, I've hit rock bottom. There's nowhere else to go. And you know what's nice to explore yourself sometimes and realise you can actually stoop lower. Now, some news out of Victoria. Perhaps not surprising, Rennie. Simon Goodwin, the coach of Melbourne's been sacked.
Well, yeah, it's all coming out now in the last 10 minutes or so. I'm just going to try and grab Kenny Rogers' autograph on the way out if I can. So,
I'll sign your chest.
Sign your chest hair.
Yes, but back to Goodwin. So he's been sacked, reportedly. That's coming via Jay Clark and Tom Morris in Melbourne. He's been at the club since 2017. Remember, he took them to that famous premiership in the COVID year in 2021. But the board has met with him, from what we understand, last night, lost faith in the club's direction and have said, that's it, we're done. So he will not be at the club. They're 7-13 this season. We know there's been a lot of off-field struggles with Melbourne, Clayton Oliver, Max Gawn, Stephen May, all of that stuff throughout the year. Talk about culture for the last couple of years. So, look, he's got a great record in terms of on-field. If you look at the overall picture, 57% winning, but the last two seasons, they've been tough, and they had the straight sets finals exits, remember, the 2 years prior to these 2 years. Everyone sort of recognised they were a very talented list, but
they didn't win a final since the grand final.
No, they lost. Remember, in 2022 and 23, they went straight sets both years, despite finishing top four.
You look at that, you think back to 2021, so Clayton Oliver's about 25, Petrarca's similar, 25, 24. Max Gawn's, he's probably older, late 20s, but you look at some of the other guys that were the backbone of the team and it felt like, it's a reminder, footy can change quick, can't it?
Mm-hmm.
Like you thought that was a dynasty.
And Bailey Fritsch kicked 6 in that grand final.
That's right.
And we all thought, they're going to dominate.
This is the first, this one feels a little bit unique in a sense. We see coaches sometimes lose the team. We see coaches just sort of hit an expiry date where the message is not getting through anymore. I can't recall a story where it felt like the playing group and club's culture went off the rails.
Yeah.
And that's what led us here. That one seems rarer to me in terms of how coaches end up getting where we're getting to this point.
And it's hard to know exactly, what's happened without being inside there.
Sure.
But where there's smoke, there's fire, and there's been so much coming out from Melbourne.
Forget the external allegations, but internally you've had presidents and the board and presidents and and all sorts of people saying things, firing shots at one another. So, I mean, that much is true because they've all said it on the record.
Exactly.
I'll tell you what, there's going to be a lot of angry Melbourne fans in Provence in 8 hours when they wake up for their croque monsieur hearing the news.
Well, the other thing too is, and a lot of that you speak about, Will, has probably been masked by, but we're going okay on field. Whereas now it's not.
Yep.
And then I think once that happens, you go, well, time to totally reset. So they've clearly made that call. It's that time of year where stuff's going to start to happen. You know, we wait to see what's going to happen with Travis Boak. You know, there's a few whispers going around there that there might be a call made on whether he decides to hang them up. So it's that time of year. You know, Crows are into Sam Draper that we spoke about earlier. It's all happening. It's that time of year. The Crows, thankfully, are getting prepared for a huge campaign on the field, but all the stuff off field, this is when it starts to really ramp up.
Yep. All right, good on you, Randy.
Good on you, boys.
Thank you for
Thanks,
that breaking
Tom.
news out of Victoria.
Just quickly, in other football news, has anybody seen a vintage Sturt scarf from either the late 70s, early 1980s? Because a mate of mine, Angel Fernandez, lost it at Unley on Saturday, and it's got massive emotional import to him. You know when you've got a sacred object?
Yep. Absolutely.
No material value. If anyone has seen a retro double blues scarf lost in the Unley area on Saturday, contact me at the station because Angel is beside himself.
Yeah.
It's his
Surely
lucky
someone would have
scarf.
picked it up.
You ever lost something like that?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I lost my wedding ring. Remember that? It was a whole storyline on the program for a year.
Right.
We had people going down to the port. It was down at...
Didn't it get found?
No, it didn't get found. We had people going down there with metal detectors on my behalf, our wonderful listeners trying to find it.
Where did you lose it?
It was at the beach. I did the old beach towel flick when I took it off and went...
Oh, no.
Yep.
I couldn't get mine off if I tried these days.
Yeah, well...
Did you take it off?
Yep. I took it off as I laid down on the towel. I don't know why I did it.
Why?
Anyway.
Bizarre.
That's a bad memory. Thank you, Rennie. Okay. Don't let me put the beard back on. I don't know who that guy is. What's happening? Rennie, thank you.
On you, Tom.
If we keep going this conversation, it won't just be Simon Goodwin who's gone this morning. Enjoy your outdoor area all year round with an opening and closing roof designed, manufactured, installed locally by Luke.
You did just say your wife started listening to the show again.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
At Bedford Park, look out for a crash. Southern Expressway and Aliffs Road. Car stuck in the right-hand lane. Delays are outbound. Fullerton reports of a breakdown. Glen Osmond Road near the Fullerton Road intersection. Certainly pretty heavy heading into the city. And we're slow for works at Salisbury East Bridge Road near Windvale Drive. Cameras this morning, Main South Road, Hackman. I got one right now, Osmond Terrace at Norwood. Amy's helping Aussie drivers with stats on road safety. Search Amy Crash Index. Data source is AAI Limited Motor Insurance Claims nationally, 1224 to 28225. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Hi, I'm Lynn Andrews. For over 50 years, we, the Lynn Andrews team, have specialised in commercial and residential property management. But above all, we specialise in people, helping to make life easier for investors and tenants. Everyone is treated with empathy and respect. It's the way we do business. It's the Lynn Andrews way. For residential and commercial property management, we're here to help you. Visit lynnandrews.com.au.
Australia's cheaper home batteries program is here, and it's your chance to save thousands on a new home battery system with NRG Solar. With up to 30% off a battery installation, NRG Solar can help you claim rebates worth up to $18,500. Whether you're adding a battery to existing solar or starting from scratch, this is the moment to say goodbye to your power bills for good. Visit nrgsolar.com.au or call 1300 858 160 and get ready for lower bills and real energy independence.
There was this huge spider.
Really silly place for a letterbox.
Seriously, there were cows all over the road.
At Premier Panel Services, we've heard it all. But the one thing we hear often is, when will my car be ready? In most cases, we can start work straight away, thanks to our state-of-the-art workshop and highly skilled team. Ask your insurance company for Premier Panel Services. With over 45 years' experience, we'll get you back on the road sooner. premierpanel.com.au.
On the Cow IQ test, Fleurieu milk cows come in at around 100, pretty much the national average. But when it comes to the milk our SA cows produce, it's unmatched. You don't need to be a cow Einstein to produce some of the best milk in the country. You do need the perfect grazing conditions, and the milk needs to be bottled on site and on shop shelves within hours. It doesn't get any fresher, any better, or any more SA than Flurio Milk Company.
It's game on at Hyundai with offers on new and demonstrator models. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
7 to 9. Let's have a look at the fuel situation outside in Adelaide at the moment. Don't get stuck on the side of the road. Get RAA road service. The cheapest diesel, $1.64 you'll find at the United Grand Junction Road, Rosewater. The cheapest unleaded, $1.50 OTR North East Road at Hampstead Gardens. That good places to check it out. And also, stay listening to 5AA, despite how we might embarrass ourselves, because we, one, want your money for the Undy Drive, but two, there's a chance you can win Oprah tickets because Oprah's coming to Adelaide at the Entertainment Centre Saturday, December 6th. Tickets go on sale almost this time next week. Tuesday, the 12th of August at 10 a.m. from Ticketek. But if you do listen to 5AA, there will be chances to win tickets to get along and see Oprah live in conversation. But our focus is well and truly on the Undy Drive, all thanks to McGain Real Estate. We think they threatened withdrawing it. McGain Commercial, McGain Property Management.
They're not going anywhere.
McGain.com.au. They're very good. Purchasing, you can also get a $2 token with any Foodland store. And the other thing we haven't mentioned, remiss, because I love these socks. They're my favourites. You can get a limited edition Undy Drive socks from roughsleeper.com.au. Now, if you buy them from Rough Sleeper, that money goes to the Undy Drive, goes to Catherine House and Hutt Street Center. Rough Sleeper do this. This is their business. They design and make clothes that are high quality that then they use to raise money for people that are doing it tough. So
I think a lot of the Hutt Street gear that we're wearing is actually made by Rough Sleeper.
Well, and they found out about them because of our former Undy Drive. They were listening to the Undy Drive and went, that Rough Sleeper company sounds good.
Yeah.
So it's a great association.
They've got a good website, Rough Sleeper. So as I said yesterday, if you're a business that's looking at, a corporate wardrobe or, why not? Even if you're an indoor cricket team with mates and you want to get some branded gear for your, Tuesday night team that plays
That's
at Stepney.
That's a really good idea.
Yeah.
Social sport team.
Yeah. Yeah.
Avril Baines is on the line from the Managing Director of Sky City Adelaide. Avril, good morning to you.
Good morning, Pemba and Will. How are you?
We're well. To what do we owe the pleasure this morning, Avril?
Well, I'm very excited to say that once again, Sky City, the Guardsman, is going to be supporting the Undy Drive tomorrow morning. So very excited. This is something that we've been behind for many years now, and it's something our employees and customers always love supporting it. So well done to 5AA for this incredibly important initiative.
Well, more importantly though, Avril, well done to Sky City, because we know that you guys have been doing this for a long time now, and the numbers that you got through there, because people go down there with a real sense of purpose knowing that the Guardsman is getting right behind it.
Oh, absolutely. We certainly see a higher than normal influx for our baristas, which is wonderful. So, again, from 7 a.m. till 11 a.m. tomorrow, all of the proceeds from our coffee sales will be going to the cause.
That is brilliant. 4 hours.
I love the Guardsman. It's a great spot.
Yeah, it's good.
I think we'll love it even more now because repeatedly Sky City have supported the Undy Drive. They do a wonderful job. Avril, thank you so much for that. Avril Baines. Well, we can't give the ka-ching because we don't know how much it's going to be. What we want it to be is as much as possible, which means if you're getting off a train, you catch public transport into the city, you've got that's where you get your coffee tomorrow. Get your coffee from the Guardsman because that money will go towards Catherine House and Hutt Street Center. If you work in the city, when you go out for lunch or you break in the morning, walk to the Guardsman, get some fresh air and get yourself a coffee from there as well and support these wonderful charities.
It's worth going in and just look at it because it's such a beautiful building. It's been beautifully done, hasn't it? We had our season launch event there one year.
That's right. It
was great.
I reckon it's great in there.
Yeah, no, it's really good.
Good sneaky spot for a schnitty as well. All right. We've been delaying the inevitable because the copper pot of COVID killing is in the studio with us. You know what? All I looked down was and I saw my name.
Again?
The title of this... What? I think I must have offended Jono. The title of this one, you're all going to find out together, aren't we? Fireman Will.
Fireman Will.
If we raise... Okay, this is going to take some work though, folks. $10,000.
No way.
By tomorrow. Will Goodings must become an MFS fireman for a day and complete a full stair climb in full fireman kit.
That's almost as long as Kane did it for.
We're talking roughly 20 kilos.
Just jokes, Kane, if you're listening.
It says here we're talking 20 kilos worth of gear.
20 kilos?
You know, I've got a bad back.
Define irony. Will gets stuck in the staircase dressed as a fireman, has to call the MFS.
Oh, that would be embarrassing, wouldn't it?
You got to lug all that gear around.
So I've got
what
to
do you have to do when you're in the gear?
I just need to make up the stairs without having a heart attack, I think, is the
How many flights from the ground floor to level 4? Is that the plan?
I think what they're saying is it's the basement to the roof here.
So that's 7 stories.
Don't firemen take the lift?
No, you're not allowed to take the lift.
No, you're not. Isn't it because firemen take the lift? That's why they say you're not meant to take the lift during a fire.
I thought that you couldn't take the lift for safety reasons.
Jono, am I right? Is that a fact?
Well,
Come in, John. Jono's a fireman.
Yeah, he knows his way around it.
The reason you can't take a lift in a fire, is it because that's the firemen take the lift?
No. It's because you don't go on a lift in a fire.
I always thought that.
Haven't you seen Die Hard?
Yeah, the lift opens and you're in fire.
I just thought firemen were lazy and they just wanted us to clear out so you could use the lift to get up.
Yeah, well, we are, but people aren't meant to know that.
Well, you're probably on your way to your other job.
Hey.
I'd love to put the fire out, but I'm currently mowing some lawns.
So how hard's this going to be?
Look, I've been in contact. We've just spoken to the chief officer at MFS. They're going to send down 2 appliances, an aerial appliance as well.
In case I die.
An aerial appliance?
So we might... No, a big aerial appliance that will take you about maybe 40 metres in the air as well.
Okay.
I know heights aren't really your thing.
This is getting even better by the minute.
But full gear.
And he's going to be kitted out like Patrick Swayze.
He is going to be full cane corns. He is going to be full MFS, full gear, a high-rise sling, some braking gear, about 20 kilos of gear. It's going to be hot. It's going to be sweaty. And, yeah.
And what do? I just set the building alight.
You just sit here and laugh, mate.
I feel like, what did Will do in a past life to deserve today's program?
No, the week is still early. That's the thing. It's still early.
Hey, if you're an ambulance crew that's on tomorrow morning, we might get to meet. That'd be cool, wouldn't it?
We need 10
might get
grand.
I might get ramped. We need $10,000. Are you right, Jono?
10,000.
5AAAUndydrive.com.au and I'll be doing the fireman climb.
I'm going to make some calls.
Oh,
I know some people with deep pockets who can make this happen.
I'm going to end the program. Then I'm going to go crawl up into a ball somewhere. See you tomorrow, folks.
Coming up next on 5AA.